hope everybody is doing well. So we are going to take a look and see who is coming towards you in love. So if y'all missed it, I just did a reading on the retrograde that we're fixing to have, and we're actually in the pre-shadow of that right now. So we'll see if some of those messages are similar to, or if any of them come through in those messages of who this is that's coming towards you. When retrograde comes up, you know, we do have some people that should pop up from our past, even if that's just an acquaintance that you had in the past, or if that's just an ex-love that you had of the past. You know, this is a time where, you know, things pop up for us to heal. So keep in mind, if you don't want to hear about a past person, if you're not interested in that, or if you're trying to just move on from that, and that comes out into a reading, you have the control to click off. You are in control of this video and whether you do or don't watch this video. So keep that in mind. Use your own discernment. Listen to your intuition, okay? So who's coming towards you in love? And I'm going to actually use the Queen of the Moon oracles because we do have a full moon coming up, which I'm going to do another reading about. It's a big full moon. So I saw these and it made me think of it. Okay, so I'm going to give these a quick shuffle. We're going to do 4 piles. And let's see what we have. So pile 1, who is coming towards pile 1 in love? Pile 2. Pile 3. And pile 4. Okay, so let's see what we have. So pile 1, y'all have surrender, number 26. It's funny, I talked about that reading I just did. I believe pile 4 in that reading was also a card of surrender. Okay. Pile 2, focus, number 14. Pile 3, the path, number 8. And pile 4, the unexpected, number 43. Okay, guys. So there'll be a little bit of a meditation as always after this intro. If you want to pause it right there and do what you need to do in order to choose a pile. If you need it, you can, you know, close your eyes and take a big deep breath. And when you open your eyes, which pile you feel most drawn to. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, of course, there could be a message for you in that other pile, or it could be a message or a different perspective of a situation that's around you or in your own life, okay? So keep that in mind. Timestamps for everything will be down below, and I will see. Pile 1, so if you chose surrender, number 26. So who is coming towards you in love? So 26 could be important. That could be a date. We're talking about making a decision and healing or balancing out a situation. This surrender energy and the way that he is here, it's almost like, I mean, this is surrender, you know. You have this like new moon energy, actually the waning crescent. That might also be a timeline for you guys. This also has the number 3 on it as well, which is about growth. So growing and allowing yourself to surrender and let go, I think, is something that's important here, part of this reading. You know, they have their eyes closed here, and this is so like broad, you know, the universe that's here, basically, supernova or whatever this is that's here. It's almost like the unimaginable. So it's like trying to surrender to whatever is and allowing yourself to get comfortable in the unseen. And I think that's possibly where y'all are at this point. But I'm actually going to do something a little bit different from what I normally do. Before we get into your reading, I'm actually going to take a look and see where you are in love currently. I just saw the Three of Cups in the reverse and the Two of Wands, or the Three of Cups and the Two of Wands in reverse. So for some of y'all, you may be in a place to where you're trying to come up with some kind of new perspective or new idea because the direction that you chose didn't go the way that you anticipated. Okay. There may have been some kind of judgment call that you had to make to give up on something and just make peace with it. Where is pile 1 when it comes to love at this time? The Empress just fell in my lap. That's crazy, huh? The Empress just fell in my lap. So, boy, she looks comfortable, doesn't she? So you may be in a position at this time to where you're trying to take control of who you are, where you are. You feel, this Empress energy is about trying to figure out what is best for yourself, what's going to grow, nurturing yourself, loving yourself. This is the Empress. So she is literally all the queens. She's learned all those lessons, and she's sitting in a position of where she feels strong and capable. Definitely that surrender energy for sure. Libra and Taurus. Where is pile 1 currently in love? It's also the number 3, which we talked about. Where's pile 1 currently in love? Yep, and that's the other thing we talked about. The Three of Wands in the reverse is where you had some sort of a plan or idea of where you were headed, and it's like that never transpired, or it didn't come to pass, and the way that you anticipated. And so now you're having to kind of turn around and go back and take control of something and figure out what to do now. So why are you in this Empress energy currently? You may be someone in your life that you feel like you have everything that you need and everything that you've wanted, but the one thing that you could be missing is that emotional fulfillment, is that happily ever after with that 10 of Cups. You may also be coming into the concept of perhaps maybe that not being a possibility for you to find happiness in the way that you may idealized, and stepping in surrender when it comes to that, and acceptance. And that's why you're in this Empress energy. She doesn't wait on something to happen for her. She's able to make things happen for herself. With that 10 of Cups in the reverse, it's almost like you were pushed into being this Empress, to where you had to be strong, or you had to be independent. You had to take control and stick up for yourself, or stand up for yourself in some way. Tell me about the Three of Wands in the reverse, the Page of Pentacles. You may have been waiting for an offer or hoping that a lesson was learned. You may have been in a position to where you were in some kind of new beginning, and that was something that didn't play out the way that you anticipated. You could have also been someone that was just waiting for that solid offer, or waiting for that promise to be made. Just someone that was just waiting for that. And, those expectations weren't met, or that promise wasn't kept, or whatever the case. The Three of Wands is in reverse to show that this offer, may have never came. So this is why you're in the position that you're in, which isn't a bad position. You are in this Empress, which is good. Male or female, it's just you taking control of your, yourself, nurturing yourself, stepping into that Empress, that feminine energy, and just doing what you need to do. Not what you maybe necessarily you wanted, but definitely what you need. And the Queen of Cups is also at the bottom of the deck. So again, it's the same type of energy. It's Cancer energy. Yeah. Oh my gosh. There was something that was here with that Fool where, I mean, I could just keep going, I feel like. Yeah, there's that giving up energy, that Seven of Wands. That Nine of Swords in reverse is feeling overwhelmed to the point to where it's creating a huge blockage for yourself. There's, you know, misunderstandings and confusion and anxiety and stress and sleepless nights, and it's feeling like, you know, that's completely overwhelming, and the feeling of just giving up. That Fool in reverse is showing me that there may have been a part of you with this Page of Swords in reverse where there was something that you believed or someone that you believed that made you feel at some point somewhat naive, or that you took a risk, you know, and that risk didn't play out in the way that you anticipated. And you may still be in a place of confusion or feel like you don't know the full truth here with this Page of Swords in reverse. This right here is telling me that you've gone through some sort of disconnect. Obviously, y'all see that this took my breath away, because it's so crazy to see the tarot and the way the storyline plays out. Sometimes it's very just cut and dry, and I think that's what we're looking at. And I think it's because you're stepping into that energy of where you still are in this somehow, miraculously, you are still in this loving space, but what's behind you here is a lot of complication, and I feel like a lot of heartbreak. You may feel betrayed. You may feel, you know, you're separated here from someone. With that Two of Cups being in reverse right next to that Three of Swords, this means there is some sort of a relationship, partnership, or connection that at one point you saw as, you know, your soulmate, or you saw that person as your partner, or that person that you could trust. And there was some sort of betrayal here. Someone here with this Page of Swords in reverse was not honest with you, was not truthful with you, and left you feeling naive. You know, here's the thing too, is that this Queen of Cups is showing me compassion for yourself, as you're kind of going through this pain or this heartbreak. And I feel like, you know, for you to have the compassion that you do for yourself, or to be into this energy to where you know what you need to do is, and you're focused on taking care of this pain, and nurturing yourself, I think goes to show how far you've come, how much you've grown, and how capable you are, how aware you are, to be able to even have access to this surrender energy as you're experiencing the pain that you're experiencing. Because that is something that's incredibly difficult. Okay. With that being said, we do have Taurus, Libra, and Cancer here. That, if that sounds like you, then let's get into it. So we're going to get some we're going to get some oracles to start. Sorry guys, look at that. Player and third party. Okay, let's see who's coming towards you in love. I'll pull any and all information that I can from who this is. And I'll address if there's more than one person here as well. Who is coming towards pile 1 in love at this time? And why? Roll the dice. Somebody's taking a chance here. the number 9 could be relevant. This also, I've never noticed it before. It actually has 555 on here. You have 2 5s here, and then the 4 and the 1 is 5. So a tower moment is something that is there. Someone taking a risk. Who's coming towards pile 1? Proposals. So you have somebody taking a risk, offering you something here. Fear. This may make you feel uneasy. Change. Okay. Third party's at the bottom of the deck. Mystery. And friends. I feel like you may have somebody making you some sort of offer here, but I feel like you're afraid because this is going into some sort of new cycle. Look at that flower. Guys, these flowers in these readings lately, the synchronicities have not surpassed me. They are, you know, I feel like Spirit's really talking to me there when it comes to the flowers. Look, it's the same flower. It's the same color. That's so crazy, right? I love that. So this interference that's here with mystery and friends, I in single with snake underneath that, I do feel like that you may be having someone taking a risk, someone coming in wanting to take a risk. We'll find out who this is to you, how you know this person. But with that being said, I do feel like whether this is someone is brand new to you or this is someone that's coming back around, I do feel like whoever it is, they're taking a risk here and offering you something. And I think fear is a big part of what kind of takes over. I feel like you feel somewhat uneasy or you're just afraid. You're hoping that something's changed here or grown, or if this is a completely different experience from what you've had before. But I think that, you know, this fear is being afraid of this third party energy, being afraid of, you know, some sort of interference, or it could be anything. It could be, you know, I think for a lot of you, this has to do with deception and the past. Look at that. Whatever happened to you in your past, I feel like you may be in the future going through a period of fear, going into something possibly new. And this is about whether or not you can trust the situation. Okay. So whether that's a new cycle with the same person or there's someone brand new, let's see if we can get a better description of that exactly, okay? And by the way, I don't know if y'all can tell, but I have a little friend right here. It's a little I can't remember the name of what that is, but it's a little kind of grasshopper looking thing. So my sister bought me these, or grew these in her garden. She brought them to me last night. And so they came straight from outside. So they have a little person running around on there. A little bug person. Okay, so let's see who this person is. Who is this person? And then we'll get into what exactly they want. Who is this person? This is the Meow Tarot. Who is this person? Who is this person that is coming towards pile 1? Who is this person that's coming towards pile 1? Ooh, the Devil in reverse, Capricorn, the 10 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. Tell me about the Devil. Okay. The Page of Cups in the reverse. The Ten of Wands. The Two of Cups in reverse. The Nine of Cups. The King of Cups. Scorpio energy and Capricorn here. The Five of Pentacles in the reverse. The Ace of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Wands in the reverse. Well, that Page of Wands in reverse, that Page of Swords, and the Hierophant. And that Six of Cups. I feel like for a lot of you, this may be someone that is coming back around or someone that you already knew, because this Page of Wands in reverse, immediately when I saw this, I thought to myself, like I was let down. Like I feel like y'all were like, ugh, you know, like, so I feel like that this isn't necessarily who you are wanting to receive this offer from or an offer from. That Page of Wands in reverse is like not, to me, I always see it as not being excited to get a message or, and that Page of Swords is like, to me, somebody coming in wanting to, you know, talk or express some sort of truth or message. This is someone that could be, you know, checking up on you, checking in on you. This is a confusing energy, this person. How do you know this person? How do they know this person? The Hanged Man in reverse. You may have gotten a completely different perspective to this person. This is Pisces energy. You may be dealing with the Pisces. Tell me more about that Hanged Man. Yeah, the Eight of Cups in reverse. This is like having a hard time emotionally detaching from a situation, but feeling like you have to. You know, the Hanged Man, when he's in reverse, well, I mean, when the Hanged Man, when he's hanging upside down, he puts himself there so that he can see another perspective to something. And it's an uncomfortable place to be. It's needed, but it doesn't feel good, you know? It definitely gives you something to think about, but it's also about being stuck and needing to have to see a different perspective. So this may have been something that you've been like wanting, is to see a different perspective in someone. You know, I do still feel like for some of you, if you're not, you know, you don't have any interest in past energy, then this could definitely just reflect your past and, you know, being still emotionally attached to someone. I can read that here as well. You know, I think it all depends on you guys and what you're really wanting to manifest for yourself moving forward, what you're wanting to grow for yourself. And some of you may be just wondering if you're in an emotional space to where you're capable of taking something on, whether it is from the past or someone new. Okay. Ooh, the Seven of Swords just showed itself to me with the King of Wands in reverse and the Ten of Cups in the reverse. Oh, I feel like for some of you, you really had high expectations with someone and emotional fulfillment, and I feel like that was some way or another that you feel deceived into that belief. I feel your past is really running into this reading, so I would definitely say if this is someone new, that you have every understanding of being afraid of the changes moving forward. And that's why this is coming out in your reading the way that it is. Let's talk about this person. The Devil in reverse with the Page of Cups in reverse. I do feel like whoever this is, they're trying to step out of a an immature energy or an emotional reactive energy. They're trying to, with that devil being in reverse, this is someone that's fighting, could be fighting with their temptations, with their patterns, or just their emotional self. They're just trying to come out of this place here where Page of Cups in reverse is someone that's not really feeling that great. And they may be someone that is overly reactive. But I feel like all of what I'm saying is something that this person's self-aware of because the devil's in reverse. I do feel like that there's some toxicities here within this person, especially emotionally, that of how they deal and cope with things that they're trying to move on from, that they're trying to get out of. The Ten of Wands with that Two of Cups in reverse, either this is someone that's still carrying the burden of a separation or a breakup, or this is between you and this person. So again, you would know this by knowing who this is. I do feel like for some of you, there may actually be two circumstances here as well. Yeah, are there two people here in this reading? Because I feel like you have something here, but then I feel like that there's some sort of interference that's here around some sort of friendship or loyalty. Is there more than one person here? The Lover's in reverse. Clarify that. Gemini energy. The Eight of Wands in reverse. Huh. You may have some kind of unfinished business here with somebody. The King of Swords in reverse. Or somebody feels like that they have unfinished business with you. I don't like the King of Swords in reverse. I never have. It's Aquarius energy. But when he's in reverse, he's not a nice person. He's someone that is whatever says goes. It's someone that perhaps could play the victim or take a lack of accountability. Someone that uses their words to defend themselves or hurt others. Someone that doesn't have the. It's someone that also gets really fixated on defending themselves more than actually caring about the situation. Almost like their ego kind of takes over. Definitely someone that is reactive. Okay. I mean, this is someone that you may feel like you now see clearly. You have that Three of Cups there as well. Okay. So let's keep moving on. I do feel like for some of you, there are two people here. I do feel like now that I'm getting more into it, one of the reasons why you are in this fearful energy is because something may be coming in before you're completely over with something else, or there's just maybe simply some unfinished business that's there. We saw that in the beginning of your reading because you do still have that Three of Swords prominent in your energy, which means that you're still fresh off of something. You may have been in this place of surrender, but surrender and acceptance doesn't mean that the pain ends there. It's just an understanding of what's supposed to happen, will happen, or what's meant to be, and accepting that and moving forward. It doesn't mean that you don't still, have hurt from that. And there's a fear of feeling that again that's here. You have a King of Cups here So I do feel like that if this is someone new, there's just someone here that is still carrying the weight of maybe a previous relationship. I really feel like this person may be in a similar situation as you. At this King of Cups, the Scorpio energy is with that Nine of Cups. They do see you as wish fulfillment, as someone that can bring them happiness, but it is very independently focused. And I think that they're trying to be emotionally stable when they think about the possibilities of the happiness that you could bring, But again, I feel like fear kind of steps in the way of things and interferes just the same that it does for you. If this is someone from your past returning, this person definitely has some sort of agenda when it comes to their own goal here. What would make them happy here? And I think what that is with this Ace of Pentacles and this Five of Pentacles, this is an energy of coming out of something. So coming out of the dark, coming out of the cold, coming out of a feeling of lack or feeling abandoned, and having an opportunity to change the situation. Christmas time can be relevant here. So December, if you don't celebrate, sometime in December, the end of the year, could be relevant. If this is someone new, then this is like a slow progression towards growth or change, or a slow like metamorphosis. It's really somebody that's trying to see, they're in this pentacle energy. They're thinking about the pinnacle. They're thinking about taking something slow or grounding something, or staying grounded within this new beginning that could change a lot of things. Okay. Queen of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. Sagittarius energy for me, with that Six of Wands in reverse and the Knight of Fishes in reverse and the Hermit. I still feel like that you're in a heavy, deep reflective space when it comes to something here that was not successful. And I think you're just trying to understand the purposes of that. Yeah, look at that. The Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. This is also someone that they're very curious about you. If this someone new is here too. I feel like this is someone here that's very curious about you. And I think they're also curious about what has happened in your life or in relationships. But again, this is a reflection of some past energy. So you still have this past energy in your space. Let's look into each one of those real quick, okay? I'm actually going to pull these back, because some of y'all, you don't care to know about the past, and I understand. So let me see if I can pull that specifically for some of you, and then others of you, I'll pull for the new energy to see what's going to happen here. What can you tell me about the past energy? If the past is if this is someone from the past, or someone from the past is here coming back around, what can you tell me about that person in the future? There's that Page of Cups again. The Fool in reverse. The Two of Pentacles. The Seven of Wands in the reverse. Page of Cups. Look at that, King of Pentacles. Boy, that's a contradictory energy. Is that how you say that? Why is the Fool here? We have Capricorn here again. It's funny, I guess, Capricorn energy with that same Page of Cups. It's so crazy the way that this person seems like they're coming towards you in the first part of your spread versus how they actually are. This is someone that's trying to kind of take control of something, take control of the situation, take control of themselves, take control of their emotional self, maybe even trying to stand up to a particular type of behavior or expression. That Fool in reverse is Aries energy. The Eight of Swords in reverse. I feel like this person may be somewhat hesitant to take a risk, but I think what's pushing them to do this is because I think they're wanting to get out of their head. I think that they feel very somewhat consumed or trapped in their own thoughts. And I think that's what's really pushing them to come towards you. I don't think it has as much to do with, again, the same kind of energy. I don't feel like it has as much to do with you as it has as much to do with them just trying to find a more mentally stable place. It's almost coming from like a where I need to know, not for your benefit, but for mine. Why is the Two of Pentacles here? It's the Knight of Swords in the reverse. This is someone that it's a reactive energy. This person may rush in to try to explain. Perhaps when it comes to this Two of Pentacles, this person could have been juggling you or had other options, or they, weren't prioritizing a situation, or they have other things on that they're just juggling. That's what the Two of Pentacles is. And it's like they're rushing in to try to, it's not like they're trying. There's more of a aggressive energy here. Why is the Seven of Wands in the reverse? The Five of Cups. I think this person's having a difficult time expressing their emotions. There's a lot of mixed feelings here. I feel like there's anger here with this Knight of Swords. I feel like there's obviously sadness here with the Five of Cups because that Seven of Wands is in reverse. So it's like someone feeling upset because they can't defend themselves, or they don't have a defense, or because there was a lack of wanting to, fight for something here. There's this giving up energy. But even the bartender's upset with this guy. Look at him. He's like, bud, listen. You've got all these cups that are here that are spilling all over my bar, and you have 2 more here. What am I supposed to do with these? You can't even take care of the ones you got, and you're making a mess in my bar. I gotta be honest, I feel like that this is someone that may be somewhat just kind of feeling sorry for themselves for the choices that they made. And these could have been reactive choices. The king to a page, no. You don't go from a page to a king. You have to learn. You have to go through the lessons. And you have a Knight here, which is in reverse, which isn't about learning. It's more about reacting. What does this person want? The Star in reverse. The Seven of Pentacles. This is person searching for some sort of stability, some sort of like long-term understanding. That's what they're searching for. That's what would help them to heal or bring them peace of mind. The Ten of Swords in reverse. They're just wanting to recover from the pain that they feel. That you aren't anywhere in this person's spread. This is all about this person and coming towards you just so they can feel better. They're not doing it. They're not coming towards you because they want to heal a situation, or because they're sorry, or they're upset of how they treated you, or anything about you, even if that's what they're saying. This is all self-focused. This is about this person defending themselves, feeling sorry for themselves, feeling trapped in their head, feeling like they may have reacted in an impulsive way, or they're even angry. Like, there's no love here. There's no cups here, besides that Page of Cups, which is the youthfulest suit that's in the cards, right? So, how is this past person feeling about you? The Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Judgment in the reverse. They feel like the judgment call that you made about them is unfair. Scorpio energy here. And the Four of Pentacles is, again, someone that is very defensive. Someone that is has their walls or their boundaries up or their guard up here. So, I don't understand why this person's coming towards you if they're in this energy that they're in, other than the fact that they're trying to comfort. They want some kind of comfort for themselves and peace of mind for themselves. Like, I wish I treated you better. What would this person say, this past person, to pile one? Oops. I couldn't let you get close to me. This is someone that may have had this, this night here, hot and cold or back and forth energy that may have been confusing. When you mentioned it to this person, they may have made you feel like you were inconveniencing them or worrying about nothing. Leaving you hurt me too. That's the shadow card. That's that selfish energy I was talking about. It's funny because I feel like this person's hurting not because of what you did to them, but because of how you reacted to what they did to you. There's a huge difference there. Children, so children could be important in this in somehow or another. It says, I love you at the bottom of the deck, but then you have, I fear that you will reject me, which is something that I already talked about. Okay, so I'm going to clear this out, and we're going to go into the new person now, because y'all have two people here. There are two people here. Whether you know that yet or not, there's two people here. Okay, and then we'll get a card of advice and some initials and close this reading, because I didn't plan on doing this one this long. I didn't plan on seeing two people in your reading. So, okay. So for the new person here, for Paul, actually, hold that thought. Why not, Just clear the space here for a minute. Okay. Make me feel a little better. Look, there's the Three of Cups. So, the Eight of Wands. So that energy shifted, That's funny. So you may get communication. You may build a friendship up here with this person. Not having any expectations here. But just maybe back and forth communication with that Eight of Wands. Tell me about this new person that's coming towards pile one. This other person here that's coming towards pile one. Two of Cups in the reverse. This is someone that may not, again, if they're recovering from something as well, they may not be actually looking for a partnership, which I know that sounds weird. They're coming towards you, but you have a King of Wands in the reverse. I just heard in my head on A Devil Wears Prada, where she says, why is no one ready? I just heard that in my head. And so I feel like with this King of Wands in reverse, this person, again, may just feel like they don't know if they're ready for something like that. That's Aries energy. But you have a King of Pentacles here as well. They are someone that I feel like is grounding themselves or trying to find sense of stability. I think they have found that sense of stability, and they may be afraid of a relationship kind of rocking their sense of stability here. Yeah, the Seven of Wands in the reverse. This is someone that doesn't want to take on a lot of stress. They don't want to, be in a position where they feel like they have to defend themselves, or they have to worry or kind of constant like battle of things. So they are still kind of projecting perhaps maybe their past onto what their possibilities of future could be. You know, and I will get advice about this because it's hard in a situation like that. If something comes along the way and you feel like you're still healing, what choices do you make there, you know? Why is the Two of Cups in the reverse with this new person? Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like, and that once in reverse. I feel like this person is somewhat reserved or held back. Again, they don't know if they're kind of in this very slow moving energy. They may have some trust issues. This could be something of their past, but like I said in the beginning, I think you do too. Why is the Knight of... Some relationships in our lives can just simply be there for healing purposes. Like, it could be just a friendship. You know, this could be somebody that just, it leads to a great friendship, but it could be very healing. Why is this Knight of Wands in the reverse? Aries energy. Look, I just talked about this. This is a card of friendship. You know, the Three of Cups. That's pretty cool. So this is someone that doesn't really have a lot of expectations here. It's almost like they're willing to take a risk, but they're taking things so extremely slow. They don't want to give you the wrong impression. They are in a place to where they're trying to build on this friendship here, and they're not putting any kind of expectations on anything. Just like somebody that just kind of wants to cut loose. They may be somebody with this King of Pentacles in their life. They're very structured, or they have to maintain a sense of, structure, like just responsibilities or routines. And, they're looking for someone that they can kind of cut loose with, or that's what they're doing in this card. Okay, so why is the King of Pentacles here? You have a King of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, this is someone that's not trying to really, and I don't see it negatively here because the King of Pentacles is upright right on top of it. I feel like this is someone that's trying to control their thoughts. They're not trying to think of things in a negative way. And again, that makes sense why they would not want to take on a lot of, a relationship where they may not feel ready for that, or they feel like they would be put in a position to where they have to defend themselves, or they have to answer to someone, or it's just a possibility of that. It's not that it will happen. It's just part of this person's fear, Seven of Wands. Aquarius energies there. And Capricorn. Yeah, the Knight of Cups. This is somebody that really is looking for something, I mean, aren't we all? Looking for something that's easygoing, that's not something that they really have to, that can just make them feel good, basically. And they don't have to worry a lot about that. I don't know if this is someone that you want, especially if you're still in this position of healing as well. This may not be what you're interested in, but this is what's coming towards you. And the Nine of Pentacles is at the bottom. This is a little bit outside of your comfort zone. I do feel like that this is someone that's very different from perhaps what you're used to. But I honestly feel like the two of you are in similar energies. You have that Queen of Cups there, that Cancer energy, and the Hermit, Virgo. And I feel like you may be trying to move towards something that's just different. And this may be a completely different type of experience. You also have the little deer here that's on the wall. And we're fixing to have the full moon in, what is it called? The buck full moon? Is that right? Yeah, the buck moon on July the 10th. Which is, they call it the buck moon because it's the time of the year that the male deer start to grow their antlers. So this may be something that is somewhat of a process or growth. It's just maybe a slow moving growth because the both of you are kind of slowly but surely like creeping outside of your comfort zones. Okay, what would this new person say? Let's get a different stack. Actually, let's get a different cards altogether. What would this new person say to you if they could say anything? Pile 1, what would this new person say? Still listening. I'm still listening to the music that we shared with me. Helps me to connect with you even though we're apart. So this may be someone where the two of you maybe connect through music. Maybe you like similar music, or they maybe have listened to music that, you know how you listen to music and then you run into someone that reminds you of a song that you heard? Something like that is there. So tell me more about this new person. What would they say to pile 1 if they could? Feeling lost. So this is somebody, in this energy here where they may feel kind of lonely or lost. I'm trying to make this work, but I feel so lost. I don't know what to do or say anymore, and it's easier to just stay in silence. This is someone that may have gone a long time with being single, a long time being on their own because it's just been so difficult. Or this is someone that is just feeling kind of lost because there's a part of them I feel like that wants to be this King of Pentacles. But then there's a part of them that's really worried about, putting themselves out and out of their comfort zone here. And feeling kind of lost, like when the first time you put yourself back out there, perhaps, like after a long relationship that didn't work out and you put yourself back out there eventually, and it does kind of feel a little bit lost. It feels a little bit awkward and missing you. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, if this is someone that focused on money is at the bottom, if this is someone here that has gone through something, has gone through some sort of, just like you, some sort of past, then this is, I miss you and I wish that things were different. This is someone that still is coping with that past energy. And it may not be that they miss that person, but they could just miss the life that they had at some point with that person. Depending on how long they were with them, And if you're in that similar energy, you can understand that. You have focused on money, which is I'm currently focusing on my career and finances. My main priority is financial stability, which you do see that here with that King of Pentacles. Okay, so let's get some advice to close y'all out and get some initials. Change is coming, number 7. Regain your focus, number 27. So 7 may be an important number here for y'all. What advice do you have for pile 1 to leave them with? I'm going to leave this right here. Trust your angels. Let go of your expectations of how your dreams will come true, and trust that heaven has the perfect plan. Number 36. It's also very similar to your card that you chose here with surrender. So 36, 26. Let's get some initials. Some of y'all may be thinking about this new person. Oh, that's weird. Some of y'all may be thinking about this new person and saying, nope, I don't want to have anything to do with somebody like that. And that's fine. That is y'all's choice. Y'all have free will. This is the tarot reading. Don't ever let a tarot reading dictate, your choices in your life. Make sure you're listening to yourself and your intuition. And as I say that, these cards fell over and friendship came here, and she's got a number 7 on her shirt. So it makes me want to say, at least maybe this can result in some sort of friendship here, some sort of supportive energy around you, especially if the two of you are in a place to where you may be experiencing similar things. Okay, I see turkey in the bowl. No, well, we don't have all the letters. We're missing the K, but I just saw it like right off the bat, turkey. And it reminded me of, instantly in my head, I saw the movie Freebird. And in that movie, he's trying to literally do that, free himself from the pattern, from the norm, from being a turkey. And he's trying to step outside of his comfort zone, trying to free himself. And I feel like that's like an energy here with surrender for you. Love is never wasted. Yep. And then you have the rocket ship here. So something happening quickly or getting quickly out of something. We have I, X, U, R, T, Y, J, E, and Q. Okay, guys. So there it is. We have X right there. All right, guys. I'm going to hold this up so y'all can see it, and I'm going to leave you right here. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all y'all's love and support and kindness, and I hope to see you soon. Hey, Paul 2. So if you chose the number 14, it says focus. Now, I love this card because I always say that to all the cards, I think. This is a waxing gibbous moon, so as far as the timeline goes, that could be relevant. The 14th could be relevant. 14 is actually the temperance in tarot, so Sagittarius energy here. It does remind me of this water that's here. She's in between, you know, she's almost in between worlds there. But what's on her head is this light, the sun coming in, and then this blue and black butterfly. And it's right where her third eye is. And I feel like that's really where the transformation's taking place when it comes to you and where you're headed, where you're going. It's this like coming to a peaceful place with the changes that are transpiring here, and focusing on this transformation, focusing on what you do know, and trying to stay out of possibly the emotions that you feel. You also have almost the full moon here, the, you know, waning gibbous moon, but you have these emotions that are here that you may still be very much so feeling, right? A wave of emotions, but you can see your way out of it. You know, you may also be someone that's gone through some kind of a healing cycle. You're in this bubble here, so you're in this energy of protection, protecting yourself as you're kind of going through this understanding, staying focused on your growth, staying focused on what you know, staying focused on the light. But you also know that you still are in some sort of water here. Okay, so you're in temperance energy, okay? That's the way I feel. Okay, so first, and I'm going to do this a little different. Yeah. You may have had to make some kind of judgment call here. I saw judgment in the Scorpio energy and the Ten of Cups in the reverse. So it may have been something that was just basically in the unknown. Not having any idea of, you know, this judgment call that you had to make here. Beings in a place to where you were unhappy. And maybe at some point you had emotional fulfillment. But with this moon showing up, it's kind of like an illusion. So there may have been something that you felt like was an illusion or unknown, or you just were confused about it. So let's see. It's funny too, because I mentioned the sun and the moon, and this moon, it looks like the sun and the moon, right? Okay. Pisces, Cancer's energies there as well. So you had all the water signs out already. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Okay, so we're gonna, I don't know if I even finished saying, we're gonna talk about you for a second and see where exactly you are when it comes to love. So if I already was describing you, and you know that this is your reading. Okay, so where are you? Pile 2, where are you when it comes to love? Where are you when it comes to love? You're getting over something. So you may have experienced some sort of conflict, misunderstanding, argument, something. It's like you're getting over this, or you're still getting over this. And one is that new beginning, 4 is that stability, and 5 is the change itself. So I feel like that, yeah, I think that you're trying to start over. You're trying to get past this conflict or confusion or chaos even. Heavy lesson here, some interference. Whatever this case, whatever it is, you're trying to get past it and find stability and peace with the changes that are occurring. Page of Swords in the reverse. I hate the Page of Swords in reverse. I do. I mean, it's someone that comes in quickly. They may be reactive with their words. Say things that they don't mean, or that are cause confusion, or they may, not being honest, or like you don't know if this person's telling you the truth or what to believe. Why is that? Where are you at right now currently when it comes to love with that 5 of Wands? King of Pentacles. I feel like you're trying, Capricorn energy. I feel like you're trying to make sense of something. You're trying to ground and make sense. You may also have a lot that's going on here just around you anyways. And so you're trying to kind of stabilize where you are with that 5, which is what we talked about here with that change. You're trying to just stabilize this change, take control of what you can. Why is that Page of Swords in the reverse? That can also look like gossip or, again, not knowing what the truth is. What is that Page of Swords in reverse? Oh, King of Swords in reverse. Maybe you feel like you weren't seeing something clearly. You weren't seeing someone clearly. You feel like may have been some significant miscommunication here. This could be someone that you feel like was very dishonest, or you just can't trust the situation in some way. Give me another card for that. The 8 of Pentacles. I think this is you trying to focus as well, because we talked about it here. This could be like trying to not think about. You may be angry. There may be a part of you that is upset, that is angry. And again, you're trying to like refocus, trying to just think about, working on what's in front of you. Tell me more about this. The 6 of Pentacles. Again, I feel like you're just trying to focus on what's in front of you and what's giving to you at this time. You could be focused on your finances, focused on money here. What is going on here? Because this is a whole different energy. What's that 5 of Wands in reverse? And the 2 of Pentacles. You may have been confused or conflicted here around making a decision, or what you needed to prioritize, or juggling something. The 9 of Pentacles. What you were comfortable with. What was right for you. What your needs were. Getting your needs met. Tell me more about this. The King of Cups. There may have been some sort of disagreement or misunderstanding around what it is that you want, what you're comfortable with, what you're happy with. This is definitely more self-focused. So it could have been that there was some sort of disagreement, or this is just you, and you've been single. I do feel single energy here. I don't feel someone else here. But I don't know if that's because you're just trying to stay in this focused energy and trying to make something work for yourself. Maybe something didn't work out. I don't feel love here, you know. And, you know, there are no cups here besides this King of Cups, which the King of Cups is, he doesn't really show his emotions. You know, he doesn't wear his emotions on his sleeve. He keeps them to himself. And this may be where you're at. Is there anyone else here? Because there's a five of wands. And this could just be you know, trying to decide what's right for you. Remain stable here. But is there anyone else here in your energy? Justice. Justice is here. What is Libra energy? You have Scorpio there too, Capricorn, Aquarius. Why is Justice here? What is that? The High Priestess in reverse. Okay. Something came out. There's something here that came out into the open that kind of cleared the air, or you feel like maybe someone, you know, the Nine of Pentacles can represent pre-Empress energy. It can represent someone else if you have a King of Cups and then two Pentacles here. So for those of you that aren't, this isn't you in your single energy, and there's someone else here with this Five of Wands where there was some sort of not being on the same page and confusion, some conflict there. Then there's definitely something here that came out into the open that basically like cleared the air. And whether you're satisfied with that or not, I feel like you're just trying to be just to be stable in your emotions and to be focused on what you need to focus on at this time. Which could be work with the Eight of Pentacles. That is a card of work. And then you have the Six of Pentacles here. So maybe giving to work, putting time on that. You know, this can be like being either generous with others or making what you need. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Hanged Man. So you may feel at this point you don't have any other choice but to see something in a different perspective or just move forward. You have that Three of Pentacles there though. So in reverse, there it is. There she is. There you go. There's counterpart energy here. Again, I feel like you're trying to just step into what's right for you. See, you go from that Ten of Cups in reverse to Nine of Cups. So it's like you went backwards, back to yourself. Like something here maybe didn't work out, or you waited too long for something. So you're going back to, okay, I'm just going to focus on me and what's right for me, what's best for me, makes me happy. And, you know, wait for kind of fate to play itself out or to keep going with the Wheel of Fortune. Take your power, your control back here. This Queen of Swords and King of Swords, if there is someone else here, you're definitely not on the same page with this person. You may have both said some unkind words or just completely turned your back on each other. But the thing is that you still have the Six of Cups with that Three of Pentacles. So it's almost like you having this idea of, you know, these good memories that are here. Perhaps even children, you could have children with this person. But it's just something that didn't work out. And it's kind of like it's hard to have to look at it like that. But it is like there's no other way to look at it. And it's what makes sense to you. It's what helps you to be able to move forward and focus on what you need. I'm wondering what the High Priestess was, what actually came out. What actually came out? Ooh, that flipped right over. The Fool in reverse. Someone may have had a new opportunity or took a risk that caused this conflict elsewhere. The Fool in reverse, when I'm asking a question like this, with that High Priestess Pisces energy, by the way, in Aries and Libra, it's basically like someone stepping into their own, you know, like basically someone going after their own selfish needs with the Fool in reverse and not really kind of worried about whoever or whatever else is going to come out of that. But that, like, not thinking that that's something that's going to be shown to anyone, but then it is, because karma here with justice, or justice, just the scales balancing themselves out. But somehow or another, you've made, I guess, compromise. You know, you're trying to just stay focused again and just trying to make peace with something. There it is. There it is. There is still this, like, you still feel confident in yourself, I feel, but I also feel like that there's still this sense of hurt or pain that you're experiencing or you're going through. Definitely if there's someone else here, either this is a pain that you're feeling because you're waiting for that person and they didn't show, you know, or this is someone that you dealt with here that you still feel passionate about, but there's some kind of betrayal or significant separation that's here. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Oh, wow. There's the Hanged Man again. Look at this. You may feel like this person is, like, you're interested in them, but they're not interested in you. You have 3 cards here that all represent, like, a breakup or a separation or divorce. You have the Hierophant in reverse, which is a broken commitment, and the Two of Cups here in reverse, and the Lovers in reverse, Gemini and Leo energy, also Sagittarius for me. So there was some sort of broken commitment. There was something that went on here that caused this separation or this pain, where 2 people just weren't on the same page. This could have been in your past, far in your past. This could have been in your closer to your present. But to have the 3 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, it's still something that's still affecting you, okay? Okay, with that being said, if that makes sense to you guys, then you know if this is your reading. So let's take a look and see. The Five of Wands just landed upright on my lap. Look at that. Some sort of judgment call here was made, whether from you or someone else, where there was making, you know, a judgment call to separate yourself from someone or something. Okay, so let's take a look and see what can you expect of who is coming towards you. Pile. One more. Pile 3. Who is coming towards pile 3? What do they want? Who is coming towards pile 3 and what do they want? Pile 3. You aren't pile 3, but I have Fading Meeting that came out. We'll see if it comes out again. I have to do that again because I've 14, I was thinking 3 because reduced down. And 3 is actually about communication and family. So I'm curious if that's what's going to come through here, but we'll see, or if that's important. Who is coming towards pile 2, please? Who is coming towards pile 2? That came right on out of there. And there it is again. We have home, breakup, and addiction. Keep in mind also in these readings, and I've actually had this happen before, I have listened to a reading about who's coming towards you, and in my head, you know, you think you know who it's about, and then after the reading and days pass, weeks pass, or whatever, you actually find yourself doing that very thing. So for some of you, sometimes the roles can actually be switched, where you find yourself doing what you thought this person was going to do, so keep that in mind. I don't know why I felt called to say that, but I guess we'll see, huh? You have home, breakup, and addiction. So this is about that sense of belonging or comfort, or even, protecting yourself or sense of security. You have this breakup here, which is about walking away or separation, which we already saw. And then this addiction is about a toxic attachment. It could also be some sort of an obsession that's here as well. So like obsessive thinking. Who's coming towards codependency, who's coming towards pile 2? We have snake. Honestly feel like someone is here like in this place of trying to protect themselves. Bottom of the deck is that fated meeting. It's under that. Date and romantic feelings with wedding. So there's someone here that feels like that they have some sort of fated encounter or meeting with you. Okay, so this could be someone that is either experiencing a breakup or separation from you, or you are, and there's this, I'm not gonna lie, guys, okay, I'm just gonna tell y'all like I see it. There's this toxic kind of energy of falling into temptation or deception, or some sense of shadiness that's going on here. I mean, you have addiction and snake next to each other with breakup. So there's some kind of encounter that you're going to experience here, and it may be a situation where there is some kind of toxic attachment. I'm feeling like a toxic bond or codependency where someone maybe has walked away. This could happen around a home, or this feels like a trauma bond. I mean, this feels like, I don't want to label it though, but it feels with that home and then addiction, it's like someone that you always go back to, even if you know that person is not good for you, or maybe they're even deceptive, but still there's a side that feels it's faded in some way. Oh, okay. Ready? Here we go. We're going to use the Pause Tarot for y'all's reading. I always feel like this card really is a good representation of addiction and codependency, because she's lighting his cigarette, it's like two people that have like a toxic attachment to one another. So this could be somebody that when you're around, you find yourself like, I don't know, there's something about it where this person and you are like not good for each other, but then you just kind of enable each other as well. Look at that. The Emperor and the Seven of Swords. So for some of you, this could be an Emperor energy, again, divine counterpart, or someone that you feel like is fated and destined in some kind of way. With the Seven of Swords, that's that deceptive energy that's there. This is somebody that feels like they're being deceptive. They're coming in trying to take control of a situation. Could be an energy of where there's been some sort of separation, but you don't trust this person. Knight of Cups in the reverse. They may be someone that's wishy-washy, or they're incapable of being loyal. There's that Five of Wands. I think this is someone that's coming in wanting to, there's the Five of Swords and that Five of Wands. This is somebody that's wanting to come in and kind of fight. The Lovers, that Five of Swords, fight for like their position, or fight for the relationship. You have Gemini energies that's there. Why is home here when it comes to this person? Wow. You have the Devil, Capricorn energy, and Taurus energy there with the Hierophant in reverse with home. This is a toxic attachment. You know what this is? It's like knowing that when there's something that's here that is hard to get away from, but you know it's not good for you, but you're addicted to it, or you're just so attached to it. That Hierophant in reverse, there could be something out of the ordinary about this person or this connection. With that home energy there, though, again, I feel like that this is, it's like going against your morals, or going against, I mean, this is like a situation where you feel like it doesn't make sense, but yet the attachment is still there, you know? Tell me about home. I keep wanting to pull 2 cards. Okay, I'm just going to leave them out because you have a 6 of Cups in the reverse, which is that there's some kind of, and the Knight of Pentacles, there's some negative memories that this person is holding on to, that they're coming in here with. And they may be like searching for some sort of release when it comes to this emotional baggage that they're carrying. You know, they're both in the home here with that home. This home energy, that 6 of Cups, is like when you feel very just bound to someone. You just feel connected to that person. It could be that maybe you have a connection with that person where they feel like home, or, you know, maybe you share a home where you have with this person. That Knight of Pentacles is someone determined. It's like they're determined to get you to see something in the past, or see something of the past or the relationship. Why is breakup here with this person coming towards pile 2 in love? They are coming in very slowly. You have a Page of Cups that's here. This could be an apology. Tell me about that Page of Cups. Or an emotional offer of some sort. Yeah, the 10 of Cups in reverse. If you have family with this person or something like that, this is kind of like an apology around the way things ended. That's what this is. 6 of Cups is also like a card of children, so that might be relevant here with this house. They're both yellow houses too. That might be relevant. And they also have flowers in the front, and these are white. Those are pink or red, and the tops of the roofs are red as well. Tell me about addiction. What is addiction? This could also be someone's mindset, you know, like their obsessive thinking that they're experiencing. Tell me about addiction. Is this person coming towards pile 2? Yeah, the 7 of Wands. This is someone that's like obsessively thinking about the need to defend themselves or protect something or fight for something. Why is the 7 of Wands here? The 6 of Wands. This is somebody that wants recognition that perhaps maybe they're not getting, and it has to do with some sort of this may be somebody trying to explain something. They feel this need to explain something. Tell me what the snake is. There's that Hanged Man. Pisces. Hanged Man. King of Wands in reverse. This is definitely like seeing a different side to somebody, for sure. Being stuck on either someone seeing you in a different way or you seeing someone else in a different way. How does this person feel about you? If there's children here, there could be something that with this Knight of Pentacles that someone's coming in to like give something to. This can also be like a return, you know, that Six of Cups in reverse, like coming towards you, returning something. So this person may be returning something to you. And there's this apology around how something ended when it comes to the emotional fulfillment that's here. But then there's this defensive energy. You know, the Six of Wands is Leo energy, and this is like a card of the ego. You know, he's basically, he won the battle. You know, that Five of Wands that we keep seeing. He won that battle. He won that conflict. He won that disagreement. And this is somebody here that may have like be obsessively thinking about this, where they may have good intentions as far as coming towards you, but I feel like somehow or another it switches, and I feel like you see a different side to this person. Tell me the Seven of... Yeah, I feel like this is an escalation of some sort. Tell me what the Seven of Wands and the Six... Why is the Seven of Wands and the Six of Wands here? This is like fighting for recognition here when it comes to this. Or fighting for some sense of understanding. Overcoming. The Seven of Cups. Choices that were made. Options that were there. Someone being confused. Someone being in an illusion, not seeing something clearly. This is someone here that feels the need to kind of defend what it is that you may be recognizing about them, perhaps with this toxicity that's there, especially if you're someone that's turned your back here on this person. Tell me what the King of Wands here is. Leo energy. You have the Hermit, Virgo energy. Hermit and the Hanged Man are really strong energies of really doing some deep soul searching and contemplation about the behavior that you've seen in someone. Their reactive behavior, their selfishness. With that King of Wands in reverse is like, I always see him as like a card of everyone get out of my way. I'm going, you know, I'm going for this. And it's kind of like he doesn't care about how he comes across to whoever around him. He's just kind of going after whatever he wants. He's really arrogant and full of pride and ego, you know. And there's some like deep understanding that you're gaining here around this person and perhaps their own deceptions. Snaky like behavior, you know. How is this person feeling about you? You have the Moon in reverse and the Seven of Pentacles. And the Two of Cups and Judgment in reverse is at the bottom. I think this person sees that you may be kind of, okay, this is going to be something weird to say, but this person feels like you may be kind of blaming outside experiences or outside interference on why there's a lack of effort or long-term investment here. Like, I also feel like that there is clear understanding, like this is the Moon, so this is coming out of illusion. This is coming out of fear and anxiety and seeing something for what it is. And that Seven of Pentacles is someone that's like has to be very patient They're waiting to see like things unfold. So I feel like this is someone that maybe this is energy of waiting to see how something goes or how something unfolds. Making too quick of judgments, you know? Like, I feel like there's somebody here that feels like, I feel like it's this person, but maybe both of you, to be honest, that feels like one was too quick to judge the other over circumstances that maybe they didn't have the truth about, you know, with that 7 of Cups being there. Like, the 7 of Cups is like when you're looking at those cups and you don't really know what's in them. You just know that you don't know what's in them. You just know that there's something that's not good there. So, you know, I think this person's trying to defend that. So if you looked at something or saw something that looked toxic in some kind of way or addictive or something like that, there's someone here that may be on the defense about that and wanting some kind of recognition for like you being confused about what you saw. That's what this feels like with that 7 of Cups, because the 7 of Cups is a dream as well. It's like waking up from a dream and then trying to put those pieces together and you're like, wait, did this happen or did that happen? You know, sometimes it's kind of confusing. How does this go? What happens here? Because the Hermit is a card of silence. So what it seems like is someone coming in kind of almost like bringing you something or bringing back something or bringing up something. And there's this, you know, emotional offer around the ending. But then it goes from that to the need to defend something. And then it goes from that to this stuck energy here on someone's behavior, how something is, and then silence around this shadiness or deception. You know, the snake is the enemy. So how do you go from home to the enemy? What happens here moving forward from this for pile 3? The 3 of Swords in the reverse. So, well, that's going into healing. The Queen of Swords, so being open to communication or understanding. And the Moon in reverse, about whatever's been revealed. So the 3 of Swords in reverse, Libra and Pisces, Cancer energy. You have that 10 of Wands in reverse. So whatever was a burden or whatever was weighing on the situation, I feel like that's something that's going to be healed. There may be silence here between the two of you, but it's just like seeing something for what it is, basically. And it's difficult to see somebody in this way. It's difficult to see that someone's been this way or someone different from what you thought. But it puts you in a place to where, okay, now you go into this deep understanding. And I feel like this person, depending on what part you are in this reading, they also go into a deep understanding of themselves and their own like shadiness, which I feel like is the higher purpose of this whole thing. I do feel like this is something that's destined. This is definitely a soulmate energy. But soulmates do teach us different lessons in our life. And I feel like whatever happened here, it's definitely caused, possibly, I feel like the both of you to do this sense of heavy reflection on things about yourself that you may have not have seen about yourself otherwise. Unfortunately, that is through this separation or pain. But it also is this 10 of Wands where it's kind of like a release that's taking place here, you know. This is healing. This is forgiveness as well. So I do feel like there's a sense of unloading is creating a sense of forgiveness here. Why is the Queen of Swords here? Libra. Yeah, the Lovers in reverse. I think that there's just a clear understanding that the two of you are not in alignment with one another, that you don't have the same sense of morals or values, or just want the same thing, you know, that you both have this understanding of no longer being in a relationship or no longer being connected in that way. Why is the moon here in reverse? The Wheel of Fortune. Moving on. What's going to happen with the relationship here? Because this is forgiveness and healing. But this is also like moving on. And this is also like maybe with time, you know, you can get more out of this moon energy. It's like with time, we'll understand what the significance of this was at some point. But it's like understanding you don't need to have to know that right now. So whatever conclusion you end up with here, I feel like it is healing. You do have a sense of understanding, and it does put you in a place to where you say, okay, you know, everything happens for a reason, and all of this situation happened for a reason, and slowly I'll eventually, if time goes by, I'll understand what that looks like. What's going to happen with this relationship moving forward? The Knight of Cups in the reverse. The Five of Wands. I feel like this is going to be somewhat of an emotional, yeah, the Ace of Swords. I mean, this is just one of those situations where it just is what it is. There's still this like emotional attachment or love or that you have for this person, this Knight of Cups here in reverse. But the issue here, the Five of Wands, is that clearly with this Ace of Swords, it's just not going to work. You know, it's just not going to come together. It's not going to work out. There possibly has been too much here. The Six of Cups in reverse. Too much deceptiveness, too much toxicity, too much of whatever emotional burden from this to make it into anything. So this is kind of like a storyline of time will tell. You know, the Knight of Cups in reverse can be like going your separate ways or walking away from it, but it's still something that is hard to do with this Five of Wands, but it is something that you know you have to do with that Ace of Swords. Yeah, the Magician in reverse. The Devil. Yeah, because there's the Devil there. There's an attachment here. There is an attachment that you share with this person. This is why this is so difficult. They are in temptation. This person is, despite the Five of Wands, you still feel this attachment here. But again, you see clearly with this Ace of Swords. Yeah, the Eight of Cups in reverse. You see that there's this emotional attachment here, but you also know that this is something that you need to address, take a look at. Like, why am I so emotionally attached to this person in this situation, despite this devil energy that they carry or that we carry together, you know? Death. I do feel like that y'all will go your separate ways here in trying to figure this out. I do feel still like there's love here, but I also think that, you know, there's a complete understanding of, despite that, it's just not going to come together the way that you want. I do feel like also things will change significantly over time. And there's this understanding here that eventually the two of you will be able to detach here. You know, all things come to an end at some point is kind of what the mindset of this is. Scorpio energy here, and Capricorn, and Virgo, Gemini. Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck in reverse with that Queen of Pentacles, that Five of Pentacles in reverse. This may have come very abruptly with that Eight of Wands in reverse. something that happened very sudden or abrupt. With communication, this can be being very frustrated with the other person, you know. And also something that was going, you know, fairly quickly or to a certain point, like moving forward or communication back and forth. And then all of a sudden it just goes haywire, you know. Let's see what's going to happen though well, let's see what this person would say to you first. Second chance is here. What would this person say to you? Call 2, what would this person say? That popped out weird. Look at that. I want to make amends. What would this person say to you? In my lap. I know that I crossed the line with you. Yeah, there's someone here they recognize the fact that they have done something or they carry some kind of toxicity, but they still want to defend it somehow. What else would this person say to you? Okay, we have just being near you is intoxicating. That's that devil, that attraction that you share. I wish I had treated you better. Yep. I see life differently now. I do feel like despite I feel like that this is, to me, towards the end of this, I do feel like that this is like a sign of unconditional love despite all the toxicities that are here. It's like looking at someone and knowing that you care about that person and you love that person, but what you have is something that's toxic, and if you continue it, it's just going to continue to hurt one another. This is like a understanding of loving and letting go, and it's meant to make you a better person overall. I don't know if you're there right now, but I think what we're seeing here is what's going to happen in the future of that, where I see life differently now. You know, this is not like love that was wasted. This was, warning, don't dismiss the red flags. This is also having a clear understanding of your future and what you see, even in yourself, as being a pattern or a red flag that you don't want to re-experience or relive. And this taught you that as well. I have too much to lose, and it was my fault, but I blamed you. Yeah. I think I said that earlier. This could be like a situation where someone was trying maybe to express how they were feeling, and the other person made them feel kind of crazy for that, or feel like that's not what was going on. I accidentally pulled this card that says missing you. I miss you. I wish that things were different. Okay. What advice do you have for pile 2 overall, please? We saw this earlier, didn't we? Number 20, no, because I didn't have this earlier. Must have been the other pile. There's that truth sword right there. Number 27, regain your focus. Guess what? You have focus here. It says, trivial life matters are distracting you from your goals. Archangel Metatron and I are here to help you stay grounded. So remember that this is about you staying focused, and no matter what happens here with this person, and I do feel like that this, whatever this conclusion comes to, helps you to realign with your focus. Whereas maybe in the present moment, you're trying to maintain it, but you're struggling with that because of this other thing here that's taking place with this person. And this is like, this conclusion brings you back into alignment to where you can regain your focus on what it is that you need to be focused on your goals here, and staying grounded. Okay. So let's see what initials we have and charms. Okay, so we have, you don't have a soul, you are a soul. There's a lot of initials in the bowl. You have stress less and smile more. So maybe this is something that you can like release that burden of this, and you can go into where you can actually have fun or smile again. BODZ. Maybe you're going to be working on your body. JIGZ. INZ here twice. B is here twice. W or an M. C, N, and D. D is here twice. Okay, BMW is right there. It might mean something to somebody. I just heard in my head, if you're going to do it right. I don't know what that means, but you have dog right there too. So that might be about loyalty. That's interesting. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to leave you right here. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all your love and support and kindness, of course. I hope this helps. Good luck to you guys, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile 3. So if you chose the Path card, now this says not only the path, it's the waxing crescent. So this could also be a timeline for you guys, the waxing crescent moon. This is the number 8. So the number 8, the first thing I thought of was the 8th house is life and death. Talks about life and death. It's Scorpio energy. It's about transformation, and that's kind of where she's at here in this card. You know, she's looking out to just kind of look at all these mountains, and the way that I'm seeing it is she has this opportunity right here. She has this ladder, and she can take this path up the ladder into a whole different world, into a whole nother opportunity, a whole different space. Where she's at currently is she's looking at all of these mountains, all of the obstacles that she's overcome, all the challenges that she's overcome. And we're talking about your love life right now. Okay, so this card is showing me where you are currently in your love life so that we can see, you know, what's coming towards you. It's almost like you may be in a place right now to where you're thinking about all the challenges that you've had, you know, and you're still where you are. Like you're not in a rush to get anywhere. You're not in a hurry to try to see what's next. You're not like hoping for something or anything like that. You're just in a space to where you're still and you're looking at how far you've come and where you are and how you've got there and the challenges that you've had and the obstacles that you've overcome. And I think for a lot of you seeing these mountains, there may have been some pretty intense challenges that you feel like that you've experienced or went through when it comes to love. And I think that you're in a good place as far as just kind of looking at the paths that you've taken, and you're not necessarily, there's an opportunity here, but you're just not looking at it at this time. It's almost like a sense of comfort knowing that, though, that there is other opportunities or a certain opportunity that's here. But in order to get to it, you have to climb this ladder. And, you know, you're going from where the moon is to where the sun is. I think for a lot of you, you're kind of changing the way that you are thinking about who you are, what love means to you, what direction that you're headed in when it comes to what it is that you want, and what it is the things are that you don't, you know, the things that you know you don't want to relive again, you don't want to have to experience again. You have a 2 of Cups and a King of Cups in reverse. So some of you may be overcoming some sort of, like this is about overcoming things with the Chariot, Cancer energy. This is about moving forward, overcoming challenges and obstacles and feeling triumph, you know, and moving in a good direction. So you may be overcoming some sort of connection or relationship, or like I said, this is just all relationships and connections that you've experienced here. Okay, yeah, releasing the burden here, the weight. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. So feeling like you may have in the recent past been going through a feeling of feeling lost or lack, or that you don't have what you need, or that you feel lonely, you know. Possibly for some of you, it's just emotionally detaching from certain things is what you've been experiencing, and you've released that burden, and now you're kind of sitting in the still spot before you move on to this new path. Can y'all see this ant? I swear to y'all, these flowers. My sister brought me these from her garden, and I just did a reading, and there was this funny looking little green grasshopper bug on there, and now we have an ant. Hey, buddy. Ants. What are ants? Hey, Siri. What is the spiritual meaning of an ant? Okay, so it says the spiritual meaning, you're not going to believe this, of an ant is patience and timing. Patience, timing, teamwork, persistence, and discipline. Ants teach us to trust the timing of life. They work slowly to ensure, reminding us that constant effort brings long-term success. Look at that. Wow. So y'all are really overcoming some significant challenges here. And timing is, you know, important here. Allowing time, allowing space, I feel like is something that you've learned and something that's really important to you at this time, perhaps before you move into this new cycle here. I don't know if we even need to get the tarot for y'all. This is the Rider-Waite Tarot. I was going to use it to kind of take a quick peek into your energy before we see who's coming towards you. It helps me at the end of the reading to give better overall advice and understanding. So where are you at right now currently, pile 3? King of Pentacles. Okay. King of Pentacles, King of Wands in the reverse. The 8 of Wands. Why is the King of Pentacles here? Capricorn, Leo energy. You have a 4 of Pentacles. I don't know why I have these so far back. Why is the King of Wands in the reverse? The 7 of Swords. Why is the 8 of Wands here? The 7 of Wands in the reverse. There's some sort of communication here about letting your guard down, or letting your guard down, letting your defensive down. Where are you at right now? For some of you, this King of Wands in reverse has to do with someone from your past that was possibly very deceptive here towards you. For others of you, if this is your energy, then you are in a place to where you're very you're wanting to hold on to what you have and where you are. You're wanting to kind of just worry about what's around you or what's in front of you. And you may be being very strategic about how you move forward because you don't feel confident. You don't feel confident in communication, or you don't feel confident in being able to protect yourself. You may feel somewhat vulnerable. And this is why you perhaps are in the space that you're in, to where you're just kind of just taking a second. I just feel this energy of you just waiting, taking a minute. The 2 of Pentacles, you could be looking at your options here when it comes to what you want, when it comes to a relationship. Now you have a King of Cups here as well. So you have this friendship that's here. And I think this is what you're focused on at this time. I think you're focused on the people around you, that supportive energy around you, what is giving to you at this time when it comes to relationships, when it comes to love. Maybe it's just wanting that connection or that support or that bond here with someone. This could be family, friends, you know. That 2 of Cups in reverse is telling me, I don't feel like that y'all are necessarily looking for a relationship. And I think it's because you're overcoming something here significant. you may not even see the value in a relationship at this time, or you feel like you couldn't value a relationship at this time. You may feel like that you're juggling too much already, so you can't really support a relationship. Or this could be someone that you feel like is in this position, okay? But I do feel like I'm reading for you guys. Yeah, I think you're over. There's some confusion here as well. Some confusion in your past that you're still trying to just make amends with and overcome, which is so difficult when you don't know the truth or the facts of things. Okay. You feel like, I feel like you're in it, at least you feel like you're in an energy that is, yeah, where you're starting to kind of see another perspective of something, okay? You know, there's something here that, or other things that just have not worked out. You see those mountains in the background here too, look very similar. And you're no longer like just rushing into anything. You're no longer taking a lot of risk. And you're not in a place to where you feel like that is an option for you at this time, because perhaps there's a part of you that knows that you wouldn't be able to really value, you know, a long-term connection, or you wouldn't be able to really put a lot into a relationship. Okay. So, yeah, look at that. The Eight of Cups is at the bottom with that Five of Wands. Yeah, you've been doing a lot of deep introspection here, because I think something did not work out with this Two of Wands in reverse. That Seven of Wands in reverse is telling me you're not interested. I feel like that this is a reading where you guys have experienced something that was pretty significant, that you're still overcoming, and you feel better. You're trying to look to the future, but you're not ready to like move into anything at this time. You may not even be focused on love or relationship. You're just, you know, coming to this reading wondering. I do feel like for a lot of you, there's been a lot of deception in your past with, you know, on other people's sides or yours. It doesn't matter. It's just you don't feel confident in being able to move forward and let your guard down at this time. You're recognizing that within yourself. Okay. All right, let's get the oracles. We're going to take a look and see. I feel like I kind of stayed on y'all's part for a while, but it wasn't too bad. Just felt that way though. 5 minutes, not too bad. Felt like I was on there for a long time. You may have experienced something where there was something that you felt like lasted a long time. Four and 5 could be relevant, because I thought it was 4 minutes. It's closer to 5 minutes. Something to do with, maybe you're leaving a situation where you spent a good amount of or significant time in that challenging connection or situation. Okay, so the love oracles. Well, we want to know who is coming towards you at this time. Who is coming towards... Who's coming towards pile 3 at this time? Who's coming towards pile 3 in love? Soulmate. The soulmate's coming towards you. Who's coming towards pile 3 at this time? Romantic feelings. Finances. Fear. Liquid courage is at the bottom with addiction. Give me one more. I want one more. Reconciliation. Thank you. That clears it up. Okay. Now what's at the bottom? Mask. Who's coming towards you? I think there's honestly a reason why you feel like you're in the energy that you're in. Because I honestly feel like you may have some sort of unfinished business here. There, you do have a soulmate coming towards you. So I want to go ahead and get the tarot because I need to know more about this. I need to know more about who this is. And I need to get the tarot to see how this person's coming towards you. I do feel like, obviously, with reconciliation, I think this is somebody that's coming back around. But I am seeing a different type of storyline for some of you. So I need to get the tarot so I can, like, narrow this down. Okay, so this is the fairy tale oracles. I need to see the overall bigger picture here. I don't want to guess. I have a feeling, but I don't want to guess about it. Why is the soulmate here? With who is coming towards Paul 3 with this soulmate energy? There's that person. You have a Knight of Wands that's coming towards you here. Tell me about the romantic feelings. Who is coming towards? Who is somebody that still feels tied to you, I feel like. But I also I can't get over this feeling of a new energy around you. But I mean, on this card, I pointed out this opportunity that's here. But for some of you, it may not be an opportunity. The newness may not actually be a relationship. It could be something work-related or financial related, where this other relationship may be kind of getting in the way of things. So, or this may be a fear that you have. Why is romantic feelings here? Why is romantic feelings here? There's that 7 of Wands in the reverse. That's somebody letting their guard down. Why is finances here? You have a 6 of Swords. Getting to calmer place. Someone getting to a calmer place with their finances. Why is fear here? You have a Hierophant. This is somebody that is maybe like trying to do the right thing, but they're afraid. Why is the reconciliation here? The 9 of Pentacles. I think y'all have unfinished business here with somebody, and I think that this is going to reconcile itself before you actually go into that new opportunity, whatever that is for you guys. There's somebody here that's coming towards you in a Knight of Wands energy. Why are they in that energy? Let's see. This is a soulmate, someone that you still have a soulmate soul contract with, that still feels a connection with you or still feels tied to you. This may be somebody here. You see that they're wearing white in the soulmate energy, but they're wearing black in this romantic feelings. So this could be someone where you may still have this connection with this person, and it may be pure and authentic, but when it comes to your emotional feelings for one another, it can be very dark, or it can go to, I don't mean dark in it, I just mean like a shadow place. So the relationship itself, when it comes to the romantic feelings, could really like pull out a lot of fears and insecurities. Somebody's coming towards you here in a very like abrupt or quick way. Like this is somebody that I feel like is just maybe sitting for a long time and then they just jump up. Like they're waiting on an idea or something and they get it and they just go. Now, I have to point out, the bottom of the deck overall is Mask. So I do feel like you're going to be on the defense here with this person, or this is just the overall energy in general. I'm going to have to move this. This smoke, I don't know if y'all have noticed, it just got way out of hand. All of a sudden. And look at this card. See all the smoke? It's not a coincidence. Okay, so why is the Knight of Wands here? It's the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This is somebody wanting a second chance. I see it here twice. Second chance is here, second chance is here. Why is the Seven of Wands in the reverse? Yep, there's the Six of Cups in reverse. This is somebody letting their guard down. I feel like it's someone that's coming in with some sort of an apology, perhaps, with that Six of Cups in reverse. Someone that's wanting to give some kind of explanation here about the past. This could be even somebody that, you know, it's like, I feel like it's somebody that could have wanted to defend themselves at some point. When I sometimes see the Seven of Wands in reverse, it can be a card of like, I need to defend my stance or my situation here when it comes to this. But when it's in reverse, it can be like, you don't have anything that you can, you know, defend here. Like this is like a situation where you're really kind of just letting your guard down and, you know, admitting to how you feel, admitting to the past energy here. Tell me about the Six of Swords with that finances there. The King of Wands in the reverse. This is someone that doesn't feel like they're trying to get to a calmer place, but at this time, they just don't feel confident in themselves. They have their own insecurities that they're going through, and they're not in a place to where they can really, like, they're trying to transition here, but they're not feeling capable of being able to, like, they just don't feel confident in being able to move forward with something. This is this person's insecurities. I think that they're aware how their insecurities may have affected the transition of something. This has to do with either work, finances, success, someone that's focused on their finances in some way, or just grounding something. You see how he's giving money away? It's almost like there's something here where this person with this King of Wands in reverse feels almost like there's a shamefulness to this in some way. Can you give me a card for that? That's a Leo energy. Look at that. Wow. It's the Six of Pentacles, and you see how he's handing the money over. It's just like in this card here. It has to do with the equal give and take in someone's ability to give to a situation, and that they're still kind of transitioning or moving into something else. Okay. Why is the Hierophant here with fear? It's the Five of Cups in the reverse. This person has a fear of moving on. Or fear of you moving on. This Hierophant that's here, hold on a second. Why is this Nine of Pentacles here with the reconciliation? Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Tell me about Mask. I want to know about that. The Page of Cups. Okay. We're fixing to move in a different direction, guys, of this reading. I just figured this person out. And so I think that you also have. The Ace of Pentacles is in reverse with that Page of Pentacles, which is, I thought I saw, but the Page of Cups is there. And the Hanged Man with the Queen of Cups. There's another page. There's two different pages in this deck. All the suits, there's double. There's that King of Wands in reverse. With the Hermit, Leo, Virgo, and the Ten of Wands. This is someone that is wanting to drop the burden or the weight of what they feel. But here's the thing. This is what's difficult and hard to read. This person's coming towards you in this way is genuine, but it's more so focused on this person's benefit of coming back towards you than yours. So I don't know what the circumstances are. I don't know if you were giving to this person in some sort of way with the Six of Pentacles that's here. Or this is someone I feel like is going to come towards you, and this kind of an energy, this Page of Cups, which is someone coming in, you know, they're coming in a very like apologetic way, a very emotionally compassionate kind of way, wanting to express some emotions, but it's not like deep. It's just almost like so much. You know, this is someone that only like they'll go so much, but they don't want to talk into depths about this. They don't want to make this a discussion. This is someone that kind of just wants to put some icing over, you know, a really bad cake and call it good. You know what I mean? That's this. That's why this mask is here. With spiritual awakening in reverse, I don't feel like this person really wants to go, like they haven't necessarily learned any kind of lesson here. They just want to cover something up. They just want to throw icing on the mess and call it a day. Yeah, they see, unfinished business. This person, they still want to be connected to you. They still want you to trust them. That's the most significant thing here. This person wants you to still trust them. They want to still be acquaintance with you. I don't know what the circumstances are. So this could be somebody that's doing this for their benefit for some reason, especially if you're giving to this person, or this could be somebody that's just simply trying to let's just ice over everything and call it a day so that we can just move forward. But they don't want to discuss it. They don't want to go in depth about it. They just want to reconcile and move on. So I don't know which one it is for you. It depends on how you're connected to this person, see? But you should know either way, this is somebody that just wants to say, let's just say we learned our lesson here and let's move forward. And it's coming from a place of fear for this person, if that makes sense. So fear of not having your support, fear of you being around, and causing drama or causing some kind of chaos in their life. Like this is really what the significance is of this. Tell me more about that Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is someone that does something in the moment. So this is something this person is doing just in the moment. It's not very well thought out. It's just like, let's just, come fix the situation and then so we can just move forward. What is their reason though? That Wheel of Fortune. Look, Knight of Swords. See all the mountains in the background? They look so the same, don't they? What does that mean? What is this person's reason for this? Why are they doing this? This is about taking like sudden action. Has to do with understanding or communication in some way. What is that about? Oh my gosh. You have a Knight of Pentacles in the reverse now. Yeah, again, I mean, this basically says what I already said. It's doing something for their own benefit here. The Knight of Pentacles, see, he's in charge of the Pentacles. This has something to do with what this person is, what you're giving to this person. Whether that's support, whether that has to do with finances, whether that has to do with something with work, or just being successful in general, or, you know, maybe it's something tangible. It could even be, like I said, like around friends or family or something like that, where in somehow or another, they're doing it more for themselves. That's the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Why are they so quick about it, though? What is this about? Why are they coming in like this? What's the reason behind this? I want to know, because I'm just so nosy. Good Lord. I mean, it's the Page of Swords. What information does this person have here? What's behind the Page of Swords? Strength. That's Leo energy. Okay, so what's that? I was just thinking in my head, I don't think this person really wants you to know. Strength came out with that. It's almost like somebody that's just trying to calm the situation. Yeah, the Ten of Swords in reverse. This is somebody that feels strongly that they need to speak up here. But really, it's more so for this person's benefit because of the situation they're in or where they sit. I think they've been trying to give this a minute. This person may realize that the longer that they sit in this place, the more they feel like they need to say something or they want to say something. Why is that? The Hanged Man in reverse. I think it's because the longer that you sit in a place to where you're not influenced by this person in any way, the longer you stay fixated on the perception that you have. And the longer you stay fixated on the perception that you have of somebody, the easier and easier it gets to be able to stay on that path and be set in your ways of how you see that person or how you feel about that person. I think this person maybe just kind of waking up to that, and that's why they're coming in the way that they are. Does that make sense? Why is that Six of Cups in the reverse with that Seven of Pentacles? I mean, Seven of Wands in the reverse. What is that about? The Ace of Cups. That's emotional feelings. I mean, romantic feelings. It's almost like this person wants to... This can be like a renewal, but it's not... It's a renewal about the way you're seeing the past. It's not in the present moment. Tell me, getting to a calmer place. What is this about? The King of Wands can be somebody who's a taker, and when he's in reverse, he just takes in order to get himself in the position that he needs. So this could have been someone that you feel like just took in order for them to get to this kind of successful place or to overcome some challenges to get to that calmer place. They like took from you or took advantage of you. Okay, justice in reverse. Thank you. Libra energy. What about fear? This person, I think what they're mostly afraid of is you just kind of letting this go, learning, seeing this as a lesson here and moving forward. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Keeping back, holding back, no longer investing, no longer giving to a situation. Taurus energy for me, Capricorn, Virgo as well. Why is this Nine of Pentacles here? The Nine of Pentacles is with reconciliation. It's someone that is kind of, especially with the Seven of Pentacles, I mean, this is somebody that doesn't have any intentions of, you know, this lasting in the long term or investing in this in any way. They're literally doing this for this Nine of Pentacles, which is a very independent energy, so that they can get back to a comfortable place, but they don't have any desire to invest. You need to know this about this person coming towards you. Look, there it is, that Page of Cups in reverse. As soon as this person comes in and they reconcile or get kind of connected back to you in an emotional way, in some way, when it comes to this apology perhaps, or reconciliation of whatever, you know, happened or occurred in the past, then they're going to go right back to the Page of Cups in the reverse. So they literally flip in this reading from a Page of Cups, and I told you there's a reason a mask is there, because they're not really on the good side here of this Page of Cups. You're going to see them, like, this is someone that comes in, you know, wanting to, they come in an energy of wanting to do the right thing, because it's funny, in the very beginning of your reading, that's what I felt in this person, but I figured them out pretty quickly. But they are coming in a way of, some of you, this may have already happened to you. I know this is a reading about who's coming towards you, but this may be a cycle as well. This is someone that's coming back around, kind of almost getting you attached in a way of reconciling, and then they turn around and move off into another direction. It leaves you in a place to where you don't completely have your back turned on this person. What's going to happen here? What's going to happen here with this person in pile 3? The Moon. This person's putting you in this place of confusion intentionally. That Justice in reverse doesn't lie in these readings. Something was done here that was an injustice, and it's still not upright. I want you to look at that here. This is still a not upright. And we're talking about what's coming towards you. You see? What's going to happen here? Cancer, Pisces with the Moon. What's going to happen here? Look at that. King of Wands in reverse. Three of Cups in reverse. Honestly feel like you still can't trust this person. You still may disconnect from this person because you don't trust their energy. That King of Wands right on top of that King of Wands, and both in reverse. You don't trust this person's energy. So what's going to happen here with the Moon? King of Cups in reverse. You may feel like this person's just emotionally manipulating you in this situation. That's Scorpio energy. You have Leo there too. Why is the King of Wands in reverse? The Lovers in reverse. This isn't, you intuitively, the Moon is about your intuition, needing to listen to your intuition about the situation, because You don't have all the proof. You don't have all the facts. You don't have a clear understanding. And you may also do have feelings for this person and do have compassion for this person. And so you have to be even more diligent and more aware of your intuition and what your intuition's telling you. And I feel like it's telling you cannot trust this person. With that King of Cups in reverse, you may feel like they are emotionally manipulating you in this situation. And you just can't trust this. That King of Wands with the Lovers in reverse, you know that this is someone that is not aligned with you. Tell me about that Three of Cups in reverse, though. The King of Cups. Okay. These cards are funny. This person's funny too because they flip back and forth personality-wise. They kind of, this is someone that is really good at being the person that you want them to be. So they read your energy, and they may be very intuitive themselves, but they're not using it for the good. This person's using it to manipulate. So what they do is they read your energy to see or gauge what energy they should be bringing, but it's not for compromise. It's not to have empathy or compassion or anything like that. It's for them to be able to, like I said, put the icing that they need to on the situation so that they can move forward and move on. But still kind of have like that door open for you, still kind of have that opportunity there if they want it, you know? But I don't feel like that you're falling for it. This is like, this is you saying, no, I can't trust this, can't trust you, I don't align with you, we don't agree, we're not on the same page. You choose kind of not to engage here. And this to me is like with this King of Cups and the Three of Cups, it's basically like loving and letting go. It's like loving and letting go. It's like saying, you know what? I care about you and I love you, but I do not like the person that you're becoming, or I don't like the person that you've been. And I'm choosing to protect myself in this situation. I'm choosing to move on from this and wish you well. That's what I feel here. Yeah, look at that. Listening to your higher self, the High Priestess. Judgment in reverse and Temperance. Yep. There's the Emperor. So this is somebody that is trying to take charge of a situation, but they're coming in as a Page of Cups. I mean, a Page of Wands. With the Hermit in reverse, which means they're just trying to take control of a situation, but they haven't really done the inner work. They haven't like done the introspection. And you know, maybe they can't if they're trying to be an emperor, but they're showing up as a page. You know, this person they're not capable of understanding, you know, how they affect others, you know, this could be somebody that's still learning about life. Maybe they haven't had enough life experience to understand what empathy is and how to resolve issues, and, you know, putting in the work or doing the work or looking at yourself or doing self-reflection. They're not capable of doing that. So when they do get an idea here, they just kind of come forward, they just kind of rush in again, but there's no real thought or intention behind it other than to just ice over the situation. This is like somebody looking at their options here of how they can calm those waters behind them. Judgment in reverse. I do feel like that this is someone that does fear other people's judgment. Just out of curiosity. Let's see what's going to happen with this person. What will happen with this person moving forward? I do feel like you're going to disconnect from this person, but what will happen with this person moving forward? the Magician in reverse. Oh boy. The 2 of Wands and the 10 of Wands. That's 10 1 or 8 of Wands. That's 10 1. That's 10 Wands all together. So this is somebody with that Magician in reverse. It's kind of like they don't have the resources that they need. So they have to make a decision to move in a different direction or hurry up and move in a different direction. Let me see what this pertains to. Gemini and Virgo energy. What's the Magician? The Magician is someone that's very manipulative in reverse too. So either, this person may not have the resources that they need, so they have to manipulate a situation and choose a different direction. Why is the Magician in reverse? The Star. Be careful of this person trying to gaslight you, flip the script on you, okay? Why is the 2 of Wands here? There's the Devil. The Devil in reverse. Capricorn, Aries energy. Why is the 8 of Wands here? The Page of Pentacles. Be careful of this person trying to flip this situation around. They're going to do that. This isn't a good energy at all, guys. The Magician and the Devil together are not good energies. I know the Devil's in reverse, which is about, releasing yourself from the toxicity, but this is someone that's almost like trying to convince themselves that they are in the right. So even if they're not, they may be trying to flip the script on you, but even if they're not, or you're cutting this person off, or you're not allowing this person in your energy to be able to even manipulate you, well, then this is somebody that would just manipulate themselves into believing that they are in the right and that they are actually the ones that are releasing a toxicity and that you are the one that is toxic, and they're choosing a different direction and they're moving forward with some sort of new beginning. But this new beginning is coming in with the Page of Pentacles. This is frustrating. What's the Page of Pentacles for this person? The World in reverse. It feels like somebody saying, well, my life's not over. I still have a lot of time left to be able to start again, to start over. Or really, look at that. The Fool is at the bottom with the 3 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Wands and the Queen of Swords in reverse. This person really thinks highly of themselves. It takes just a little bit for this person to think highly of themselves. This is like someone here that's like having a new beginning, but it's a reckless energy of, committing to something. The 3 of Pentacles can be like a work or working on something, working on themselves, the King of Pentacles. But here they have it again. Look at this. The Knight of Wands, Page of Wands in reverse. What is this? What is this? This has something to do with work. What is that? Ooh. Okay. Oh boy. This person, I don't know what this person's done. I don't know what this is. I guess this is different for everybody, okay? This person is going towards the new beginning, but they're not in a good energy. They're in a manipulative energy. They haven't done the work. They haven't went within. Their justice is not on their side here. And guess what happens? Tower. Something happens with this person. This is out of your control. Okay, this is one of those situations where rejection is protection. I do feel like that this person's being swept away or out of your life you're getting disconnected with this person intentionally at this time because they have something significant that's going to happen to them. They get some kind of bad news. Queen of Swords in reverse. They're cut out or cut off of something. It may be pertaining to work or working on something that they've been working really hard on. But you have a Tower in reverse with that Page of Swords in reverse. And then here comes the Four of Pentacles. So this person goes back from the 8 to the 4 for some reason. I don't know what this is or what this has to do with, but it's almost like this has to do with like talking your way out of something. The Page of Swords, the Four of Pentacles. In order to hold on to something, having to talk your way out of something. I don't know, it seems like this person may have tried to cover up or work really hard to keep a tower from falling. Or to recover in some kind of way. But whatever this message is that comes through, it's something that they don't have any other options. Look at his face. Do you see his face? Like, there's the Emperor and the High Priestess. Okay, I don't want to get that. That's, you know what? It's none of your business. That's none of your business. I feel like that this is, their karma is none of your business. But boy, they're going to go through something. Maybe it's coming up because maybe this person will return again when that happens. Let me see if I can get a clarifier for that. I don't know why that's coming up in this reading as something you need to know. Why is that coming up? What's going to happen with this person? Why is that coming up? Yeah, look. Sorry. Cool down and hug. Okay, that makes sense. Something's going to happen with this person in their life to where they get like this. I mean, I feel like spirit or the divine or the universe, whatever you want to call it, God, somebody definitely, they definitely get their karma back. I mean, you have the Justice in reverse. So yeah, I mean, they've done something here that's not karmically correct, and that's always going to come back around on you at some point. The devil is only capable of wearing a mask for so long. You have trash at the bottom. Waste, worthless, mouse, and crown. Guard. This is someone that has to almost hit rock bottom before they have this realization. That's why they say, like, you know how they always say, like, people find God when they're down and out, you know, because they're searching for answers or why. And it's almost like it forces people into having an awakening. Where are my cards? Just lost my cards here. Let's see what this person would say. But I feel like it says the unspoken apology, eternal regret. And then it says calm, pause. Then you go from all that to this hug energy, which is about having, you know, comfort. What would this person say? I want you so badly. Just being near you is intoxicated. This person still may be, and that might be one of the reasons they want you around. I mean, I don't know. It's almost, this is sad to say, but it's almost like you're entertainment for this person. Do you know what I mean? Thank you for leaving me. Abundance. This person feels like you walking away from them, and this is how they justify this, I guess. You walking away from them helps them to focus on like their abundance, or helps them to refocus their energy, which in turn they could benefit from in their life. But I don't think that lasts for long. You know, usually when you're not doing the right thing, or you're not in the right space, in the universe does cause that tower to happen. It's happening because they allow you to have this abundance. Sure, they allow you to, the devil's going to give you everything that you want. You know, they allow you to have that abundance and build that castle in the sky. But then if you've built that castle on a false foundation, that's going to crumble in a heartbeat. I mean, the universe waits for you to build that castle. And sometimes those lessons are pretty significant. Retreat. Time alone or in nature will help you to recharge. I want to tell you how I feel. I focused on you instead of my pain, and I wish I had treated you better. Be careful of this person, because they know you're emotionally attached to them. They're going to say what they, again, feel like you want to hear. Also, I don't feel like that you have any negative ill intent towards this person. You're not wanting something awful for this person, but I also think that you understand how karma works. And it's like you're seeing this as, okay, this is a lesson that I've learned here, and that new opportunity is ready for me when I'm ready for it, but I'm still kind of healing at this time. You're not even focused on this person. I think you're just focused on doing that. Yeah, number 20, which is judgment. No, it's not yet time. This is not the divine right timing to take action. Please be patient. The opportune moment is approaching. Okay, so you'll know when it's time. Let's see what we got. Oh, y'all got some that we haven't seen in a while, like the strawberry. So y'all may have a sweet treat coming your way. Something, you know, this is also a reminder to just take the parts that are sweeter in life, you know, while you have them. Cherish the things that you have while you have them. This is just like staying in the present moment to me, because strawberries, I feel like they never last very long. There's a perfect time you can eat a strawberry that's like where they taste like perfectly sweet, you know, or whatever. Then you have the pill bottle. So taking care of yourself, focused on your routine, what's important to you. Yeah, because you're still healing here. You have the cloud with rain. You're still healing through this, this experience, or just, you know, many experiences that you've been through. You're looking for a change. You don't have a soul. You are a soul. Yeah, and you need to heal your soul. That's what's really here. We have F, Y, L, and E. And that's it. All right, guys. So I'm going to leave this right here. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all your love, all your support and kindness, of course. I definitely hope this helps. Good luck with this, and I hope to see you soon. Pile 4. Okay, so y'all have number 43. It's the blue moon, which is the rare moon, or a rare moon, and it says the unexpected. So you have these two people here that I don't know if y'all can really tell. I didn't notice it at first, but they don't have their like they don't have, sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to say this so I don't get demonetized. They don't have top here, so they just have this long skirt on. So it's like they feel like a sense of feeling vulnerable, but you have this companion here. You know, you have someone that's here next to you. So with the unexpected, and we're talking about who's coming towards you in love, but this card here is supposed to represent where you are currently when it comes to love, and we're going to take a deeper look into that before we figure out who this is coming towards you. But I feel like that you're in a space of wherever you are, you may be in a place to where you feel like it is very unexpected. You feel like there's this rare event or this rare circumstance where perhaps you and this other person are coming together in the way that you are, and feeling vulnerable or in a vulnerable space. And it may be something that you thought would never happen. Like you thought you would never be in this place with this person where you were feeling this particular way, where both of you were just very vulnerable to each other, to the experience that you're sharing together. The way that they're looking at this here is kind of like they're looking into a space of the unknown, but it looks like a forest. And it reminds me of the phrase, you know, seeing the forest amongst the trees. And I just feel like that you're in a place to where you're feeling very vulnerable and you're trying to look at the bigger picture. And there may be someone else that's close to you here. And being in this place with this person just seems very unexpected. Okay. It's like you never thought you would be in this place that you are with someone. That's really what I'm feeling. And I think the future here may be also very uncertain. But you're trying to stay in a place to where you're just focused on perhaps what you don't see. Okay. Yeah. I just saw the 8 of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, which is, you know, walking away and learning a lesson, walking away and having a new beginning. Okay. So we're going to take a look here with the regular Rider-Waite Tarot and just see where you are currently in love, a little bit of a deeper look, and then we'll get into the oracles for who's coming toward you. Where are you currently when it comes to love? Where are you currently when it comes to love? Where are you currently when it comes to love? Pile 4, where are you currently when it comes to love? You have the Lovers in reverse. Gemini energy. Yeah, look at that. We're just going to leave that right there. Landed perfectly sideways for a reason. So Knight of Pentacles. And why is the Lovers here? Clarify. The Magician in reverse. Tell me about the Knight of Pentacles. The 6 of Cups. Okay. You have a Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. The 8 of Pentacles. There's that Page of Pentacles there. And right behind it's the 5 of Wands. So I feel like you're in a place currently to where you're getting over some sort of conflict, competition, disagreement here. Wanting to start over, wanting to start in a different direction. You have that 9 of Pentacles, so that could be very independent. You know, starting over and being independent is something that's here. Or kind of being in your comfort zone at this time, you know, wanting to be in your comfort zone, staying in your comfort zone. But you have this Queen of Swords in the reverse. So with the Death here as well, I feel like that you're cutting out any sort of like repetitive patterns here, or not wanting to repeat the same cycle or cycles, and making amends with perhaps whatever has transpired or happened in your past, and working towards feeling confident here again. there's obviously someone else here with the Six of Cups. This could be this other person that is here unexpectedly, this Knight of Pentacles. But it's like you don't know which direction to take this. You're not sure or not if you want to move forward with this. And I feel like with the Magician in reverse, it's kind of a repetitive pattern here with the Lovers. I do feel like that there is a relationship here. It's funny because I talked about them being vulnerable. Here they are vulnerable. I feel like that there's a relationship here that is very unexpected. And I think that it's something that you wanted, but you may not be prepared for. And so with that Lovers in reverse, it's like, yes, this is something that you do want in your life, but you just don't know if you're quite ready to move forward with something like that. It's coming in very unexpectedly. You weren't prepared. You're just still building up your confidence here, working on yourself from, getting over cycles and things in your past. And here's this Knight of Pentacles here with the Six of Cups that's coming in. And you're in a place to where you're kind of stuck. It's kind of in a place to where, well, I wasn't expecting this, and I feel very vulnerable. And I feel like you kind of don't know what to do or where to go with this. This could be somebody you already know, or this could be somebody new that you're connecting with. But either way, I feel like it's very unexpected. Okay. So we're already looking into, where you are in love. There already is someone here. But let's see if this is the same person. Actually, let me get one more with that Knight of Pentacles. Can I have one more with that Knight of Pentacles, that Six of Cups, please? Sorry about my dogs, guys. Also, it's just, I got a phone call just now from my doctor. So to schedule a follow-up, and I don't know if that means something to somebody, but the timeline on that is 5 weeks out. So that 5 weeks might mean something to somebody. 5 weeks out. I don't know, something that might mean something to someone. I don't know what, but I mean, I have to tell y'all everything that kind of comes through. And if there's any kind of meaning behind that, y'all might have some sort of meaning behind that. Okay. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here with the Six of Cups? Yeah, look at that. It's the Eight of Cups. The unexpected. Tell me more about this Lovers here. Yeah. The Chariot. Cancer, Gemini. Lots of Gemini, actually. Little Virgo. I feel like for some of you, there was some sort of fulfillment, or you thought was potential emotional fulfillment. And I feel like something happened in that situation. I just saw the Ten of Cups in reverse, Ace of Swords in reverse. Something didn't play out in the way that you intended for it to. And you're still detaching yourself here with this Eight of Cups. You're still detaching from that situation, and I feel like you're not sure if you're ready or not to move forward here, possibly with something new, or if you're willing or ready to walk away from something. Even though I do feel like that this could have been a relationship that you see as not, either it just didn't work out, or it's just something that's not good for you. Give me one more for the Magician in reverse. Yeah, the Justice here. You feel like that this may be a relationship that left you very vulnerable, but it is not something that aligns with you, with that Lovers in reverse, the Magician, and you're kind of just trying to come to terms with that. But unexpectedly, you may have another soulmate connection here. Six of Cups. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. That is fated in some kind of way that you weren't expecting. And you're not sure yet if you're ready. Okay. The Moon there at the bottom of the deck. And here you have this King of Wands in reverse, which earlier we saw the Queen of Wands. So I think you're just not prepared. That's really what we're looking at. In your love life where you are right now, I feel like you weren't prepared for where you are. It wasn't what you were expecting. It wasn't what you manifested. It wasn't what you anticipated. You may have felt like you were going to be in a completely different space. This is so outside of your comfort zone as well. I feel like you feel very vulnerable here because, the person that you're connecting with may be very unexpected, and it's almost like that feeling of, I don't understand why the universe is sending this person into my life at this time or right now, because I don't, I'm still walking away or still trying to figure out or detach from a past experience where, tell me more about that person though. Libra energy's there as well. Yeah, something ended here. Seven of Cups in reverse. You may have felt like you didn't have any other choice but to end something. With the Magician in reverse, there could be some manipulation going on here when it comes to this relationship, and it wasn't working out, wasn't coming together. I mean, you didn't have any other choice but to end this situation. There could have been distance here. What is the significance behind that? The Seven of Cups in reverse. The Temperance. In order to find your own peace and balance. And this is heavy, Sagittarius energy's there as well. Look at that. Ace of Cups, Two of Pentacles, and then you have the Tower with that Three of Swords there. So you may have felt like there was someone here that perhaps was juggling you in a situation, or you felt juggled, or you felt like they weren't prioritizing you, or it's like you had no other choice but to, in order to maintain your own sense of peace. Maybe there was a lack of compromise here with the Temperance, but there was some sort of a realization or understanding that you had that was very unexpected with that Tower, that maybe broke your heart with that Three of Swords, where it caused a separation, it caused a breakdown. And I feel like this could have been someone that you felt like you were going to spend forever with, You have that Six of Cups that's here. This could have been someone that you felt like you had a long-standing history with, you had a deep connection with, and it's just like abruptly everything's just, you feel like the rug just kind of got pulled out from underneath you. And then I do feel like unexpectedly you're connecting here with someone else. Tell me more about this Nine of Pentacles. There it is, the Page of Pentacles. So it's a small invitation. Invitation. I can't say that right. Anyway, sounded funny. Anyway, it's a small offer, but I mean, you're curious about this other person that's here. The Devil. Oh, I get it. And Strength in reverse. You don't know if you're strong enough. So you're not ready. I feel like you're just not prepared. You don't understand, why is this coming to me now? But you also feel like it's fate. Like, this is the Wheel of Fortune with the Six of Cups is telling me this is a fated connection and relationship. But the thing is here with the Devil and the Page of Wands with Strength in reverse, it's basically like saying, I'm not strong enough to take on any more of the devil at this time. And you know this about yourself. So the hesitancy is there, but yet the curiosity is still there of the timeline of this. Why would this come my way if it's not something I'm supposed to be taking a look at? So you may be looking at maybe perhaps just a friendship with this person, but you don't have any high expectations on this. This has a feeling of it to where it's like the universe giving you something that is unexpected, and you're like, I mean, there's a reason this person's coming into my life at this time. What is the reason? And you're guarded and you're worried about your own strength and what you could be taking on here. You're not single and reconciliation. Okay. Tell me more about, we want to know who is coming towards pile 4. Who is coming towards pile 4? Who is coming towards pile 4 in love? Whoa. All that just came out together. Let's start at the bottom. Wow. 5, I was going to get 5 cards. All 5 cards just came out all together. So crazy. Storm warning. There it is, the unexpected. Toxic relationship. Magnetic attraction. Single. Divine intervention. Wow. So we're talking about what is coming towards you in love. I feel like there's divine intervention. I'm telling you, with storm warning, you have friends at the bottom. Okay, I feel like y'all are getting some sort of supportive energy coming in. That's really what I feel. That's why it's hard to explain this relationship. I do feel like you have a relationship on the horizon. I feel like this is somebody coming towards you. But I feel like there's also another relationship that's here. And this attraction that you have with this other person is meant to kind of draw you away from possibly a toxic relationship. Now, for some of you, this could just be a friend. But I feel like for most of you, there is this attraction here because we saw that Page of Wands. I do feel like that you are attracted to this person. I feel like that you're curious about the situation. And I feel like it's keeping you intrigued, but you are also very, very guarded. That's the single energy here with alone, isolated, and lonely and guarded. Divine intervention. This is why it feels so serendipity in a way. It feels so synchronistic. This may be someone here that you feel like you sync with, you line up with, like you're attracted to them, you get along with them, you have fun with them. They're like, you feel good when you're around them. You're trying not to read in between the lines here because you may have already just experienced some sort of breakup and you don't want this to interfere. But you also know that this is something that you're not quite beyond yet. And it's going to take some time. So I feel like you're very confused. This is a feeling of feeling very confused. It's like saying, why? Yeah, the 7 of Wands. You're very defensive here. Because you don't want to build some sort of codependent relationship with somebody. And it's very borderline to have that happen when you're coming out of something toxic, because you can support one another, but it can become codependent. And I think this is what you're afraid of, and this is what you're trying to stay away from. I just tasted green onions. I don't know why, but there it is. Oops. I've had this deck for a really long time, but for some reason it feels very stiff. Like it's not shuffling. It's not shuffling the way I want. I don't like it. Interesting. It's doing it again. Maybe I should change decks. Let's see if it gets better. I mean, I feel like there's some resistance here on your side, and I think that it's understandable. Why is the storm warning here? What is this about? Who is coming towards? Who is coming towards pile 4? You have a 9 of Pentacles. Who's coming towards pile 4? 2 of Swords in the reverse. This is you blocking a relationship, making a choice, blocking a relationship out. Why is the magnetic attraction here? The 4 of Pentacles. You're having a difficult time. I honestly feel like that this could be why Spirit's like sending someone as far as a supportive system goes. Maybe someone new. So now I have to be very clear in this reading because I can understand and see how you feel about being worried about getting into something after you come out of something. But I also am a believer that Spirit sends soulmates into our lives that are meant to help us evolve and change. And sometimes we do need that. So if you've been praying, if you've been asking, if you've been meditating on that guidance or that influence, that help, then I think that it's coming in the form of a soulmate. But I just feel like it's very scary for you because you're still releasing yourself from something. And so I feel like going into this, the attraction is there, the curiosity is there, but you're also very guarded here with that 4 of Pentacles. So I feel 2 situations here. I don't feel like these are so much an actual person as far as a situation, but tell me about single. Yeah, look at that. 9 of Swords. There it is. There's this feeling of if you don't like take this opportunity, even if you're not exactly prepared for it, of you passing something by that could be very good. There's a fear around this. But then there's also a fear of taking this opportunity and it resulting in the similar way you've already experienced, or creating some kind of codependency, and you don't want to be a part of that either. So there's this idea of maintaining your independence that's here and just being anxious about what that looks like. Why is divine intervention? The Queen of Wands. We saw that earlier. This is the person. This is someone that's coming into the situation. So it doesn't matter if this is male or female. Queen of Wands. This is also could just represent you and this fiery energy here with this divine intervention. This could be also someone around you that's helping you, like guide you towards this, you know. It's like a friend of a friend. Yeah, friends, you know. A friend of a friend. Leading you towards someone, you know. So if this is you, this is like divine intervention coming in to help boost you up, you know, with that Queen of Wands. This is like a soulmate here that's coming in to help be that catalyst for you, to help you to boost your confidence. And this could be just a friend, you know, this could be someone that is just a support here for you. Tell me about that 9 of Pentacles. 2 of Wands in the reverse. This storm warning. This is exactly what I just said, what I got done talking about. That 9 of Pentacles is you're in your comfort zone. That 2 of Wands in reverse is like, do I really want to get outside of my comfort zone here? This is going to put me way outside of my comfort zone. I don't know that I'm ready for this. I just got out of something, you know? It's like you're really having to sit and think about it. And I think that you're afraid. Why is that Two of Swords in reverse? The Hermit. There's a relationship here that you may have gone silent on. You're still doing some introspection. You may have cut someone out of your life here that you felt like was toxic or codependent, or it was triggering in some way. And you're just going within, you're doing that introspection about what that was and what happened there. This feels so fresh. These twos, you know, it's like this just transpired. You have these twos here and 2 9s here. So decisions about your own independence, about yourself, about wrapping something up, but you don't see a 10. You have a 9 here as well, and a 4, which is 2 2s. You know, you're still in this process of wrapping something up, and then you have this here. Why is this 4 of Pentacles here with magnetic attraction? The 5 of Cups. This is hard. I mean, this is really difficult because I feel like there's someone here that you are attracted to, you're interested in, you're curious about, but you're also still sad. You know, you're still going through this loss that you experienced together. Here again, you have 9. And again, this cat's looking at the bridge. Like, are you ready to cross that bridge, you know? I feel like you feel as if the timing's off when it comes to possibly someone new coming in. Tell me about the single here with the 9 of Swords. Yeah, the 3 of Cups in reverse. You don't know if you're ready for this. This is that friendship energy that's here. There's also something else here, and I feel like this may be why this is so difficult. If this is this past relationship where this could be someone that's still in your energy, and possibly for some of you trying to connect with you or trying to just be friends with you, you're very insecure about that because you still feel this attraction to this person. And so you feel like you need to kind of put your walls up, put your guard up, and kind of distance yourself here. This 5 of Cups. Again, though, you don't want to have any regrets. You know, you don't want to have any regrets with not taking someone up on an offer here either. There's a lot of worry and fear that you have going into this relationship or this new connection. You're worried about whether or not you can trust it. You may be someone that has just been hurt time and time again, and maybe have never given yourself the proper healing time, or you feel like you never get that proper healing time, even though you're prepared to go through this like hermit energy and do the introspection and work. It's like you never get to sit in that long, and then like Spirit sends you someone else, and you're like, well, you know, who is this? And what is their meaning in my life? And am I ready for this? It's just like there's a lot of anxiety here. Tell me about that tell me about the Queen of Wands, please. The Queen of Pentacles. With divine intervention. Who is this person? This is someone different here. For some of you, this is the new person, especially if this is like a same-sex relationship. For others of you, this is some kind of a supportive, nurturing energy that's very unexpected. It's like somebody that believes in you. This is somebody that's like meant to help ground you and to bring yourself out of your shell. I don't know what you went through here with this toxic relationship and this storm. You know, I feel like spirits in that way where they definitely like understand you need some support. But then they send the support in, you're still worried, you're still nervous about it. Tell me more. Is there two individuals here? Tell me about toxic relationship. What is this about? For pile 4, who is this with, this toxic relationship? Yeah, 5 of Swords in reverse. See, there may be somebody here around you as well that actively may be trying to make amends with you. Someone that betrayed you, someone that really hurt you. You may be blocking this person out. Together here you have 7 swords, so there could have been a deceit, betrayal. Or this is just, this new person is stirring up all these emotions because you still have some healing to do from a past experience. And again, this is unexpected, right? Okay, so now tell me about this magnetic attraction. Tell me about this magnetic attraction. The Page of Cups. Yeah, see, there's this, that's what it is. There's this other person here that you feel that puts you in a place of like where love isn't so hard. It's like 2 completely different circumstances. One of them is very difficult and toxic. There's some misunderstandings there. There's triggers. There's been some kind of deceit or betrayal, and you know, wanting to overcome this. And it's very hard and difficult when you think about love in that way. But then there's this new person here that I feel like you're guarded with because you don't want to have regrets. You know, you don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to be disappointed. But then their energy here is so, I mean, look at, this is exactly why I'm laughing. This is exactly what you see in this card, this Page of Cups. It's very fun and innocent and flirtatious and just, there's this magnetic attraction. You have a lot of fun with this person. You just want to flirt with this person. You know, it's like this person pulls you back into this feeling and it feels really good. And then you think, okay, so this is what it should feel like, or this is what it's supposed to feel like. Or it pulls you out of the depths of what you've experienced. And I think that's what this person's meant for. Where this is going to go, I don't know. Maybe you're just building a friendship up with this person and you're not trying to read in between the lines of it. You know, you're just having fun. So tell me more about this Page of Cups. The King of Pentacles. So this is definitely someone that's here. This is someone that you may be communicating with this person already for some of you with this Page of Cups. This is someone that's very established. They could be a father here at the King of Pentacles, but there's someone that's established. There's someone that's set, that has goals, has ambitions. They already have some sense of stability. They're secure, you know, in who they are, what they are, where they are. There's someone that is committed and loyal. I mean, these are all good things, right, with this King of Pentacles. So if you haven't met this person yet, this is someone here that you may get some sort of contact, some sort of message. This person could send you something, and this is how you would know who this person is. That's Earth energy. It's actually Capricorn, but it can be Taurus or Virgo as well. So you want to open up to this. You don't want to have regrets here. This could be somebody as well I don't know. I just feel like all around this relationship may be very unexpected. But it's like a good unexpected. Why is single here with the Nine of Swords and the Three of Cups? The Nine of Cups in reverse. All these nines. Very self-focused here in this reading. Look at how the King of Pentacles, he's looking down at the Queen of Pentacles and she's looking in his direction. Between it, you have the Nine of Cups. I feel like you and this person may be even very similar energies, where you kind of just understand each other. I think that you want similar things. You're in the same kind of frequency, and how you see love at this time, or where you are as far as what you want, you know, within a relationship. You both seem very grounded and very independent. You know, the only thing that you could be missing here is this Nine of Cups is something that makes you happy, or enjoying yourself, or having fun. This is kind of like an energy of where you basically, you have everything together. You have everything you want. You're in a routine. You know, everyone's happy, healthy, and safe, or, you know, everything's going good for you. The only thing that you lack is love. The only thing that you lack is a supportive connection, or just wanting to share some things with. And I think that's what this unexpected connection is. Okay. Tell me what the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands is with divine intervention. The Magician in reverse. You didn't create this. This came from someone else. I feel like someone was an influence here in this. I don't know what I mean by that. What do I mean by that? That's Gemini and Virgo. Yeah, the Two of Pentacles in reverse. This feels like this was somebody else's idea. That's what it feels like. Interesting. What's going to happen here moving forward? What's going to happen here moving forward for pile 4? The Page of Wands in the reverse. What is this about? The Hierophant in reverse. Tell me more about that. The Ace of Cups in reverse. I don't feel like that. I feel like whoever this is, and I don't know how long this goes on, or if this is going to be what it is. Hold on. Let me get some clarifiers before I say anything. Why is the Page of Wands here in reverse? Yeah, the Lovers in reverse. The Hierophant in reverse. The Chariot in reverse. Okay, remember in these readings that I can get anybody's perspective of the reading. It may not be exactly yours. I don't know why I feel the need to say that, but you have Taurus, Cancer, and Gemini here. Why is the Ace of Cups in the reverse? I just pulled 3 cards. The Moon, Pisces, Cancer, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. I feel like that there's some sort of an agreement or understanding that's here, that between you and this other person, that you're not looking for some kind of commitment at this time. You know, you're not, the Chariot's just sitting here. So it's not like you're moving towards a commitment. With that Ace of Cups in reverse, this is like when you're really like focused on yourself, understanding you're focusing on yourself. I feel like this other person that's here has something else that they're dealing with. I honestly feel like, guys, I mean, and this may not be what you want to hear. I just feel like that this is someone that you're just meant to have fun with, and they're supportive, and you're going through similar things. I think that they're dealing with their own situation or something. They're having to deal with somebody here, somebody that may be very controlling, that may have some kind of control in the actions that they take. I don't know who this is. This could be an ex, or they're just dealing with something here. I feel like, this is going to sound weird, but I feel like that this person does not, whoever's on this new person's, in this new person's energy, I don't feel like that they necessarily like the fact that you may be around or coming around. It may be their karma in some kind of way, you know, with this being the divine intervention. But it almost kind of, to be honest with you, gives you a reason or an excuse to kind of take a seat back, to where you're not in a place of being obligated to commit to this person, at least not at this time, which I think is good, because you're not ready for that either. So what I'm seeing in front of me here is this is not going unsaid between the two of you. This is an understanding that the two of you share. You're not wanting to create any kind of drama or problems for one another. See that fly? That always reminds me of like a pattern or cycle that you don't want to repeat. And I feel like both of you don't want to repeat a cycle or involve each other into anything that, you know, is not right or good or going to help a situation. So you may just develop a good friendship here with this person, with this friendship being here, and not try to put any kind of meaning behind it. Now, where does that go? Well, I don't know. Let's see. Where does that lead towards? What does that lead towards? The Knight of Cups. That's what happens. So initially, this is like a relationship where you kind of agree that you're both in a place to where you're not ready to kind of move towards a solid commitment. You're not investing in this with the idea of long term. You're just, you know, liking to have, you know, someone to have fun with, someone to explore, someone that you get along with, that maybe you're attracted to, that you can flirt with. You know, it's just, you like having that friendship or that connection, and you both have this agreement here as, you know, the two of you are kind of working through other things in your life. But I feel like eventually, of course, this is going to lead to this Knight of Cups, which is romance. You know, it does eventually lead towards a romantic connection. The Ten of Swords. Why the Ten of Swords? The Knight of Swords. This is someone else. I keep tasting steak too, so I don't know if that means something to somebody, a steak. Oh, the Eight of Pentacles. So here's the thing, and this is about how it goes. When you start to feel like, when you and this new person here, this unexpected connection takes place, and you start to connect with this person in a romantic way, or you really start to level up with this person from this Page of Cups to this Knight of Cups, someone else here that you had an ending with comes back around wanting to work something out here with you. which may be the whole reason that Spirit put this person in your life to begin with, not just because maybe this is someone that will comfort you, support you, treat you right, but knowing that you have that when this other person comes back around will help keep you to kind of stay away from this other person, you know? And this person, I feel like, may only come back around when they see that you are connecting to someone else in that way. Yeah, the Four of Swords. Or they've been reevaluating and thinking about things. Oh, boy. Okay. How are you going to feel about this new person that's here in this unexpected relationship? Yeah, very cautious. The Fool in reverse. Very slow, very cautious, Aries energy, and the Six of Cups in reverse because of the past. And we already saw that in the beginning of your spread. You have both those cards. Because of your past. You're very cautious because of your past. How do you see this other person? Temperance in reverse. You're unsure. It takes you a lot. It takes you some time. I smell honeysuckle. All of a sudden I have all these tastes and stuffs that are coming through. Sagittarius energy. I feel like that you explore a lot with this person, but I feel like it takes you a long time to trust this person, which is natural because of what you've been through. So King of Cups in reverse, Temperance, Sagittarius, and Scorpio energy. Okay. King of Wands is in reverse at the bottom. So I feel like this person is also that Knight of Pentacles, moving very slowly. They could have just came out of, yeah, a Ten of Cups in reverse. This is like a broken family or home. So they could have just came out of something that was pretty significant. So they're just in this place to where they're wanting to take something slow. They don't feel like super confident and just jumping into anything. And you're in that same space. So I want to say this similar energy came through in either one of the other readings here, which I'm not sure of because I can't remember. I did pile 1 and 2 on different days. Or if it was a reading I just did about their feelings. But this feels similar to something I just read. Let's see what this person would say. And I don't know if this is going to be like this past energy, boundaries. Yeah, you both have your boundaries. You're both very in a place to where you're both maybe very single and you just have your boundaries up. Okay, so what would this person, let's just, this new person, what would this new person say to you? Well, that all came out at the same time, like your cards before. I can't be with you. There you go. Thank you for leaving me. Soulmate. Your soulmate loves, accepts and respects you unconditionally. Apology. You can't expect the apology you want to hear. And you're not part of my plan. This is someone here that is recognizing and including you into this. This is not something that they're just like thinking, but they're not saying. They're including you into this knowledge that they may not be able to give to you everything that you're wanting, depending on what that is. And that if you want to leave, if you don't want to have a connection with them, I feel like this is someone that understands that with the soulmate energy. They're sorry here, but they just weren't planning on anything or planning on connecting with anyone. So if this isn't what you want, you know, then... But I think this is someone that's just kind of taking things super slow and wanting some kind of friendship here. So it's up to you guys, you know. Boundaries is here with retreat. I want to tell you how I feel, focused on my pain. This is someone that's still healing from something. And they're going to express this to you, which I honestly feel like that you can relate a lot to this person. And that in itself could be another reason why this seems so unexpected. Okay, now what about, not that any of y'all want to hear this, but I'm going to go ahead and see, what would this past person say to you if they could say anything? I need to focus on my healing. What would this past person say? I focused on you instead of my pain. What did this past person say? It was my fault, but I blamed you. What did you want from me? And that's it. Okay, so I'm going to leave that right there. Let's get some advice. Okay, what advice do you have for pile 4 about who's coming towards them in love? Step into the spotlight. Number 30. You have a message that the world needs to hear. It's time for you to share your wisdom. So that could be if you have a platform, but it also could be with this situation here with this person, and you may be kind of a sense, they may be comfort to you in a time of you're kind of healing and going through something, kind of bringing you back outside of yourself, so you're not so fixated on the healing, you're so fixated on the hurt and on what you're going through, but you're kind of coming out of that. This person kind of pulls you out of your shell back to having fun, you know, and it's like having a friend, to remember life's doesn't always have to be so hard, that kind of feeling. And you in turn may help this person to, you know, you may have experienced some things that you feel like would be helpful for this person, like your experience could help them in theirs in the future or in some way or another. I feel like I need to get one more for y'all. Let's do an affirmator. And we'll get some initials to close. What do you have here? Spontaneity. I like it. Yeah, being, you know, outside of your comfort zone in a good way. This says, do you like spontaneous adventures of the highest caliber? I can't read this. The only acceptable answer to this question is yes. So buckle up, Charlie. You're about to take a wild ride through the unexplored, unconventional, and underrated. You're about to learn that yes is a magic word with the power to unlock new dimensions in space, time, and after-hours hangouts. Yes will lead you to experiences that you didn't think were possible and teach you that lifelong friendships are sometimes lurking just behind a karaoke singing mullet. There's a pretty good chance your name is not Charlie. This is a bonus card, and this describes exactly this relationship that I just described. It's someone that you get out of your comfort zone with. This is somebody that's going to help pull you out of where your comfort is and help you to be more spontaneous and help you to enjoy the funner things in life, which is exactly what I feel like that y'all need. And now my ear's ringing. It is exactly what's coming towards you. And that almost made me want to cry because I feel like that just feels so great. That feels like something that you've needed or you need, and Spirit's answering that. Oh, okay. Let's see. That one's right there. If not now, then when? There you go. See, it's there again. You also have be a nice human. I lost my mind. You have the 2 feet. So headed in a positive direction, the 2 feet that are smiling there. I like it. You have the I love you. And you also have SIA. O, another A, a P, an F, a J, maybe. Come here. Get back here. And a Q. PSA is right there. Might mean something to somebody. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave you here. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. I hope this helps. Definitely good luck to you guys with this. And I hope to see you soon.